Yeah.
Ugh, I'm just kidding.
He said base.
Hey.
Okay, you're off the podcast. I'm just kidding.
He's like, hey, you know how you were protected? He's like, you're turning next week.
Dude,
Just so you know.
Turning next.
You go clean your room.
Casey, by the way, loves the Avatar. It's like
I saw that. I got so pumped. I was like, let's go.
he said I like the inclusivity of your podcast that you have. Yeah. Tell them. Actually, let me start the podcast real quick before I start talking.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is the verb of the
I don't even have anything. I might have just repeat an adjective. Welcome to the most ridiculous podcast in the world. You're listening and watching to this podcast. This podcast is a podcast. Is it clear, or do I sound like I'm too far away?
No, it's
It
clear.
sounds clear.
Yeah? Okay. It sounds far away in my ears. But this podcast is a podcast of We're Alive. We're doing We're Alive Scouts Honor. If you haven't, we're doing the new episode. If you haven't listened to the new episode of Scouts Honor, please go back and listen to that, because this episode has a lot of spoilers, like a lot. But we're
Like
still going to be here.
90%.
Yeah, exactly. We're still going to be here, so just go and listen to that, then come back here. Yeah, my name is AJ.
Wakka.
Ace.
And we have a special guest. We have Jeremiah here, our best bud, who we recruited and forced to listen to We're Alive. So everybody,
Pretty accurate.
everybody, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome.
Welcome.
He had to count it down
I
this
know,
time.
I know. I think there is a delay in his phone, but it's
There
okay.
is. It's like a second. So
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
try and I have to try and like say it before I hear you guys say it.
It's okay. It's okay. So Jeremiah, that's what we do. So we introduce ourselves, and then by the end we all say welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeremiah, let me talk to you real quick. How did you? Who told you about We're Alive?
You.
I did, yeah. So when I first told you about We're Alive, what's your initial thought?
I was skeptical.
Yeah.
Because zombies, infected.
That's right.
Infected.
That's right.
Until present series, it's been infected.
Yeah.
It's been kind of done a lot in recent years, and so I was a little skeptical, but it definitely had a different take on it, and it was cool.
Have you always been a fan of infected or zombie movies and shows?
Yeah.
Apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch, especially apocalyptic. Yeah.
Yeah. Ace is right next to me. He's right here. Okay, you probably can't raise your hand, but he's right there. It's a lot better now than it was, last time with the blue background. So you're with us, but not with us. Then my last question is this: what hooked you? Listening to We're Alive. What episode are you in the OG We're Alive that hooked you? And it's like, yep, I'm gonna keep listening to this.
What was that it moment?
Yeah, what was that it moment?
Oh, that's hard. I couldn't say an exact moment, but I listened to the first couple episodes, and I know within the first few, I think I texted you guys back, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm hooked. And like by the next day, like I binged it for a day or two, a couple days, and most of the time at work, and I think I caught up to you guys. Maybe not caught up, but I got pretty close to through it all within a month or so.
Because it was during Descendants, right?
It wasn't during Descendants.
No, it was during Gold Rush, wasn't it?
Gold Rush.
Maybe it was Gold Rush. I thought there was.
Yeah, it was Gold Rush before Descendants. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was when I hopped in or not. I think Gold Rush came out when I was watching or listening to it.
Gotcha.
But maybe not. I don't know. It was about a year and a half ago.
I think it was Descendants. Oh,
2 years. 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
That's Descendants, Ace.
Is it?
It is Descendants. It's been a year since we did our last pod. That's right.
Yeah.
So it is 2 years ago.
It is
So Descendants.
Was that really that long ago?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Descendants. I lied. This is the last question. Any favorite character? Who's your favorite character in the We're Alive universe? Have you thought about it?
Ooh.
Just threw him there. You just threw him.
I know.
That
We didn't talk about this. This is like impromptu.
gotta be Saul.
Saul?
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm just kidding.
He said base.
We know yours is Datu.
Datu. Come on, it's Datu. It's a prime Datu. All right. Hey, Ace, if you feel if you get a little tired, I got a chair here. You can sit down.
Oh yeah.
All right. So this is episode 2 of what's the title of this episode, Ace?
Oh gosh, I don't even have the episode name pulled up in front of me.
I don't have it either.
You guys don't have. Oh, come on. You guys don't have the title?
I completely
I
forgot
don't have
the
it pulled
title.
up in front of me right now.
Between Two Harbors.
Oh, Between Two Harbors.
Yeah, it's between
That's
two
the title.
harbors. Yeah, that's the title. Dang it, my co-hosts are flopping.
No.
It's been,
So-
you know what's funny though, because in Descendants we keep forgetting the titles of
every time.
episodes. Yeah. Okay. Any thoughts on this episode? We're having two parts, and we're doing this the podcast of those two parts. Any thoughts of this episode?
I felt that it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
It was just more of a just settling in with the characters as they're moving forward with the story. Like it's just a flow to the next part of what's to come.
Yeah.
Stepping stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very straightforward. What do you think, Ace?
So I actually have a very different thought. I thought that part 1 specifically was very intense.
Yeah.
It gave you a big imprint on each character's person and who they really are.
True.
Because in the last episode, it was a lot of panic. It was just everyone's reactional being. And now it's like, okay, we know what's going on. We're settling into what's going on.
It's
and
setting
now
the
I'm
groundwork.
thinking about what's
Right.
going on.
Right.
What'd you say?
It's setting the groundwork for the rest of the show, because the first episode was introducing everyone and killing half of them. And now you're discovering who's surviving and who they actually
That's
are.
true. That's
and
true.
so it's setting the groundwork for the rest of the episode and what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, and we have a specific character build up in here that we're definitely going to talk about. It's just we figure out like this is going to be. I mean, we talked about in the previous episode who this character will be, but he bloomed out in this. Specifically in the first episode, he bloomed out on his skills, his
Right.
I would say
Right.
his value to the group. You know.
I can't run anymore.
Me either.
Okay.
All those scouts, all those other kids, they're dead.
Or turn into one of those killers. Oh, where are we even going?
Away from there.
I know, but where?
I don't know.
Damn it. Those fuckers. Gus. Joe. Lucas. Ah!
We really gave it to that tree.
Shut up.
What do we do now?
We started with the trio, started running, and they stopped running. They ran and then they stopped running. They trying to catch their breath.
Yeah.
Franklin confirming that they are all dead, and the reality starts sinking in. Here's my thought, right? These are kids. I feel like the thought of people eating people and zombies and people dying and your friends that you, even though you just met them like 3 hours ago,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right?
Seen
They're-
anyone die?
That's only Franklin, though.
Right, but I know, but the rest of them, like, they already know these
They knew
people.
'em.
Yeah, but I don't think it has sunk in yet, or they're moving on. It's too quick and too fast. I granted, it's a show, right? But I feel like in real life, this is not gonna be like,
They'd be in a lot more shock.
yeah, a
Yes.
lot more shocked.
I mean, seeing a dead body at that age of any
Right?
kind, not,
For real.
not to mention a dead body coming back to life,
Yeah,
would definitely trigger some trauma.
right.
Yeah, I was like, these kids are way too mature. It's like, there's no crying, no trauma.
Yeah,
I would assume there will be more like someone breaking down towards what's going on, but they're moving on pretty quick.
right. Yeah.
Not to mention what happens in this episode.
What?
Oh,
Yes,
gosh, yeah.
yes.
What'd you say?
We'll
What
get
happens
to
in
that.
this episode?
We'll
Yeah.
get to it.
Oh
but
yeah.
in like
yeah.
5 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit more about it, like, of what you're saying. We saw a little bit more about it in episode 1 versus this episode. Because, like, I mean, we saw, like, Franklin kind of breaking down, cowering in a corner in the bathroom and throwing up. Like, we got to see it. But now in this episode, it does seem like they went from day 1 of infection to, like, month 3.
Yeah. It was.
Where
it
they're
was-
like,
it
oh
was
gosh, we're learning this new stuff. This is crazy. We need to keep going. This is disgusting. We need to keep going, though. Which
Right.
it's like, yeah, you want to see both sides of it because we know more. But from that first time perspective, it's like, man, they're taking this surprisingly well for like
yeah, it's quick. It's like
teenagers and
right.
kids.
Like I would assume this will be like this kind of emotions are more of someone like in a war. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there was a war yesterday and we just fought and killed these people, and then it's just another day in the in the battleground.
I would assume it's due to their little scouts experience, Boy Scout kind of thing, because they're supposed to be trained to do something during emergencies.
Yeah, but they're still kids.
Be prepared, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was in Scouts, and I would not have been ready for this.
And you see them like repeat
Repeats.
over and over, like trying to remind themselves, like we're scouts, we got to be prepared. We have to think through this. We got to do this, and it's still like it. I like that they keep repeating that because it's trying to get their mind like off the situation yet on the solution kind of thing.
Yeah,
but it's still like, dude, if this happened to me when I'm freaking 20, if this happened to me today, I'm still like,
yeah,
right.
Oh, freaking out. Yeah. And then Blaine start punching the tree, and then Zach, you're really giving it to that tree.
Right.
I love this. It shows it takes a complete 180 from last episode. Blaine is super down in the mud. He's really having a hard time, and you can see that he feels all the pressure on his shoulders all of a sudden because he wanted to be the leader, but he's like, I don't want to lead like this. Yeah.
And we kind of see that eventually once later on when we meet the rest of the gang.
Right.
Mom, I don't know how to say this, but things got bad, really bad. I know I'm 12 and I'm supposed to be brave and all. Just really want to go home.
Franklin, what are you doing? Are you journaling?
No,
What could you possibly be writing right now?
a letter.
To who?
My mom. I promised I'd write her every day.
I hate to break it to you, Frankie, but I don't think we'll be able to send a letter anytime soon.
I know. I know that. I'm not going to send it. I'm going to give it to her. When we get out of this mess.
Seriously? We don't even know if we're gonna make it through the day.
So Franklin's still writing to his mom. Do you guys think this whole time, and this is just my AJ thought, right? My AJ thought. Do you think he thinks this whole thing is only happening on the island? All throughout the episode, I don't think he ever said, "Mom, I hope you're okay." Like while he's writing the notes, he never said like, "Mom, I hope you're okay. I hope this is only happening here and you're still alive." Or maybe he thinks this is part of the camp.
What kind of camp did they send me to?
This is a whole extra level of.
Yeah, I said
Right.
Yeah, I said in my notes, "Dang, this survival camp is so realistic."
Well, I mean, if your theory of them being the family is right, then they could have pulled something off like that.
Yeah, right.
No
Right.
kidding.
Yeah,
Sink or swim, baby.
Family training.
Exactly. But seriously though, like I don't think.
I think he's in denial.
Yeah, he's in denial. Like Datu, in the OG. Like I've been praying for them, my family in the Philippines. He said, I've been praying for them every night. So. I think
he's thinking it's just like an America situation. Like he's like,
Right.
I really hope it's just trapped in America.
Yes. So
It's something here. It's
so
not
it's the
everywhere.
same thing with Franklin. I think he thinks it's just in the island, or he's hoping that it's just happening in the island.
Well, at this point, it's only been a few hours since it all went down. Like,
Right.
I think even us, if it happened to us in our age, we wouldn't even register how far wide that could be taking place.
And then they didn't know that it was sporadic. Like it's not just a flow of infected from this area and then it expanded. It's like it's coming from the ground. So
it's
some
bubble.
people
It pops up in random areas. Yeah, because it's not a patient zero situation.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so that's his thought, and I'm glad that the boys, because when they question him, are you still writing? What are you even writing? He said, my letter to my mom, and I'm glad the boys never said, are you sure your mom is still alive? Like the boys didn't put him in reality check. Like, bro, you stop writing, your mom probably already dead. But they just okay, fine. You're writing a letter to your mom.
They're really giving a hard time on it, and they're like. Their only thing, it's not that, oh, is she even alive? It's like, how are you sure you're gonna be alive to give it to him?
Yeah,
I want to go home. And I can't. But at least I'm not alone. So I'm gonna try to be brave. And when all of this is over and we're together again, I'm going to hand you this letter. I promise.
I love his confidence in like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna hand her this
Yes,
letter.
Right.
yes.
Yeah, that's pretty confident for a kid.
I hope that's how this whole series ends. It's something like along those lines.
Yeah.
Is
And
he's
then
able to actually hand it off.
You know what?
Because it would be the first actual like good ending that we would get out
Yeah.
of all the stories.
So this reminded me, Wakka. Remember that Netflix show that we watched with the students in school, and then zombie apocalypse happened?
Oh, yes.
Remember? And then the mom figured out there's something going on, so she ran to the school and
Right.
turned as infected.
Yeah.
And then the episode ended with the son seeing his mom
And
be
then
one of the zombies.
Oh dang!
Yeah. What if we ended
Don't
like
do that to Franklin. Not the innocents.
No.
And then, dude, you can imagine he was like, "Mom, I wrote you all this letter. Here you go, Mom."
I'm
And
betting
he
that's
gets
not gonna
bit.
happen because there has to be, like you guys were saying, there's got to be some kind of link. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully there's some kind of link,
Yeah.
and hopefully she's it because we don't know anything about her yet, and so
Yeah.
I'm curious if she is a character from one of the other ones that
Yeah.
we already know. But
We're alive. Scout's honor.
Intro music. I noticed this. The intro music, as Wakka brought this up, the intro music are all different. They're almost all different to the OG We're Alive. So OG We're Alive is violent. They start with a violent. And then
Tries to make the sound.
Lockdown is piano, but it's not distinctive. It's just a soft piano. Gold Rush is guitar, but more countryish vibe.
Yep.
Descendants.
Get that Westerner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Descendants is piano too, but this one is more distinctive. Like it's louder. Like the piano, it's louder. And then Scout's Honor. The Scout's Honor, I couldn't decide if it's a guitar or ukulele. I think it is an ukulele because it's more nylonish sound. Of course, Casey
Yeah.
will confirm that.
I would say I thought it was a nylon guitar because it sounded deeper than a uke.
Yeah.
But I mean, it can still be a ukulele.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of which, I watched their Kickstarter video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Their Kickstarter video where they're promoting, they're trying to raise funds. They showed a video. Apparently, the music that they did it live. They were in the studio and they have like a mini orchestra playing.
that's cool.
Oh, that is dope.
Yeah.
oh, I love that so much.
Dude, it's not like a produced in the computer.
Yeah.
Probably parts of it, but you can see people with cello and violin and things like that.
Yeah.
I remember
doing
hearing
it
him
live.
talk about it, but I didn't see the thing you're talking about.
Yeah, it's interesting and it's awesome. Yeah, Between Two Harbors is the title.
Do you think it really is zombies?
I do. Why not?
Come on, isn't that just movie stuff?
The evidence is there. I've been going over everything that happened in my head, trying to make sense of it all.
None of it makes sense. It was craziness.
But look at the facts. We know everyone was fine before.
Until they weren't.
Zach is the MVP of this episode. We can all agree on that, right?
Agreed.
100%.
100%. He is the MVP of this episode. He has a lot of high notes and the low notes of what's happened in his life,
Right.
and it's just incredible and traumatic of what happened to him. Like he's trying to be realistic, and then something happened. It's like, okay, and then, but even with that, his brain, man. Okay, Zach, I'm so scared of what's gonna happen to Zach. Imagine Zach turning
He's
into
such
one
a
of them.
strong character already.
Yeah.
For
Like
real.
imagine him turning to be one of the infected.
He becomes a leader in 2 months.
Yo,
He might be the new ink.
The new ink.
You know what I mean?
bro, like,
Oh, that.
yeah,
Yeah.
his brain power is too
Dude,
high.
right, dude, it's crazy because we're gonna talk about this eventually, but he figured out things
Yeah.
that the OG Were Alive took
so
days.
long.
Yeah,
Exactly.
took days to figure out. And he's like,
Weeks.
yeah, and he was there. I mean, maybe because like he experienced it, he's with them, but it's like everything is just clicking and linking in his brain. Zach is really smart, or just it's either that or he's just really geeked out about zombies, because he like figured out right away this is a zombie apocalypse, people. And even with them, like even Blaine is like, you gotta be kidding me. This only happens in movies. And he said, well, all the evidence lines up that it is zombie apocalypse. So I don't know what you're talking about, Blaine. You gotta believe this.
Yeah, he's a nerd. I just think he's just a complete nerd, as Blaine would say it. He's the brain of the group.
I love that he uses words like brainiac words. You know, the evidence all line up, or this. What's the statistics? You know,
right.
Yeah,
and then Blaine was like, "Wait, zombies? Aren't those just from the movies? Well, here are the facts."
Yeah.
It's really similar to like Saul versus Michael.
Oh yeah. Well, because Michael is the one, you don't call him that. You call him infected,
Right.
and then Saul said, "They're zombies, bro."
But what else would you call it? Zombies. No, stop it.
Those kids know a lot more than even like I know on some things. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because like I said in the previous podcast that we've done, these are teenagers, you know what I mean? Like they probably play and watch zombies and things like that, and they already articulated what we're gonna do during apocalypse.
Right.
They even have rules, like zombie apocalypse rules, number 1 and 2. With that said, the rules, doesn't that remind you of Zombieland?
Yes.
Right?
I thought the same thing.
I was thinking that.
Yes.
Cardio was number 1.
Yeah. Double tap, you know.
Right. Make sure they're dead.
Yeah.
Always check the back seat.
Always check the backseat. Yeah, so it's
seatbelts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like
Stretch.
Casey's. This is probably unintentional, but Casey's like, I'm gonna combine every single zombie shows and zombie apocalypse.
Market research, man.
Yeah.
And they changed, and something caused that. A catalyst.
A what?
A catalyst. Started by sickness, a virus, a mutation.
A parasite? Toxic waste?
Voodoo magic?
Probably not that.
And then Zach also figured out, I have a lot of things in here that says Zach figured out. Zach figured out and connected the catalyst. You know, there has to be a catalyst in this whole zombie apocalypse, whether it's an infection. Then what did Blaine say? Is it Blaine or Franklin? Is it voodoo?
It's Blaine.
It was Blaine that said voodoo. But like Franklin's, it's so cool because one thing that I put in my notes even is like Franklin's trying so hard to be of some help.
Yeah.
Without the same like vocabulary and experiences, so he just says like the first innocent thing that pops to his head, and what I really like is nobody's brushing him off.
Yeah.
In almost every like parallel situation of anyone making a movie, show, story, the kid that's Franklin's age, all like half the time he's right and still gets pushed to the side. They're like, no, you're a kid. Like, calm down. We'll figure this out.
Yeah.
But in this, they're like, oh, you're right. It could be related to this. Not that exactly, but related to it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They did that in OG with Tommy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, half of them did it.
Yeah.
With Tommy.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
The other half said, "Oh, you're right."
Okay. Then the boy saw someone.
What was the sequence of events?
In the office. The emergency broadcast, and Joe and Pierce talking. That's the first time I heard about an evacuation.
And then the bus crashed.
And that's when all the sick-looking people came out of the bus. So they came from somewhere.
And Gus attacked Valerie, and then there was Lucas. Lucas, man. We left him behind.
There was nothing we could do.
But we did before. We left him out of our troop, and if we didn't, he might not have died.
We don't know that for sure.
Guys, stop.
Look, I know it's hard to rehash this stuff.
Stop.
What? What is it?
I don't know. I thought I heard something.
There it is.
I heard it too.
What do we do?
Shh. Guys, be quiet. Blaine, what are you doing?
Scout rule number 3. Always be prepared.
Where did you get a gun?
I grabbed one of the rifles from the shooting range when we lost you.
Aren't those locked up?
That's why I took the keys from the director's office.
You stole it?
Who's alive that would care? I didn't get a chance to even load it before. I just wanted to find you
and it sounded like a zombie. Come to find out, Blaine has a gun that he stole from the director. This guy, man, he already talked about this. He's the guy of the contraband, and he's living this life of contraband. He has everything. Now he has a gun.
I think what did he say? Rule number 8 or 10 was like, always be prepared.
Yeah. So, and everybody's
He's
like,
prepared, all right.
Yeah,
right.
He's like, where'd you get the gun from? I got it from the director's office. Like, how'd you get in there? I stole his keys. You stole his keys?
Yeah. I'm just surprised that Zach is still surprised. Like, how are you? Like, you've been friends with this guy. You know that's what he's gonna do.
We need to keep going. Do you think he's following us? Wait, is that? He's got a gun!
What the? Did you just shoot an arrow at us?
You should talk. You're pointing a gun.
We thought you were one of them.
Jesus, of all the people.
Happy to see you too.
Ruby.
And then boys saw Ruby. Oh man, Ruby's here.
I'm so excited.
Makes me so happy.
Ruby is
that she's
finally
back.
back.
I
Now,
know. Yeah.
I want to point out that there is a huge connection here between this and Story of Survival.
Okay.
We officially have our starting 5.
Yes.
The 3 guys and the 2 girls.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually did not put that together.
Yep. Yeah.
As soon as the random second girl got brought in, I was like, oh shoot, like that group is together now. And so because of this, 2 of them are gonna die.
Oh. What? You know, what?
Dang.
I don't know which 2, but 2 of them are gonna die.
Okay.
Wow.
You're connecting too much.
Wow.
I was actually gonna say that I have this in my notes, like just like the OG We're Alive.
You're
Riley was kind of like a leader to Pegs, like pushing her, like just jump, just go, let's go,
Yeah.
you know. And then here you have the Carmen and Ruby situation.
It's just backwards.
Yeah, it's just backwards.
Yeah.
And then and you guys believe that. Michael is Franklin, so that makes Pegs Ruby, you know, like in that whole, if we're connecting everything. But that you said the 2 of them is gonna die, there's no connection to it. There's nothing.
I don't believe that.
He's already playing the devil's advocate. He's already just throwing it out there.
No,
if anyone's gonna die, it's gonna be
by my
Blaine.
logic, the 2 that are gonna die, it's gonna be Blaine and Zach.
No, not
Wow.
Zach. Not Zach.
Already claiming it. He's already staking it.
Zach and Frank.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I promise. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
They took Lucas out. We need Zach.
Yeah, I think they'll be lost without him.
His wrist didn't save him. Lucas' wrist didn't save him. And then Carmen with the bow, right? So it's like a Riley thing,
Right.
like Carmen with the bow. So it's like it's connected to that.
Except she doesn't have
the
it
wish
anymore.
Riley.
Yeah, except eventually she ended up
She
losing
got
it.
one shot,
Yeah.
and then she done with the bow.
So
Dude, oh man.
it's not that important, but later on when he said that when Blaine was picking on her, like I have a gun, so this is better than a bow, and then Carmen said, "Do you want me to hit you?"
I was like that was like the most Riley thing that could have been said, too.
Yes.
I just love every second of this.
Right? Would you want me to hit you?
We battled about 100 of those things and made it into the woods.
Battled?
Dodged is more like it.
It was dicey there for a second. We almost lost Frankie here, but we managed to save him.
You're a bona fide hero.
You don't get it, do you? You didn't see it.
It was really bad. Yeah, look at your eye. My eye? Oh, that was from someone else earlier. Huh? That doesn't matter. I'll tell you later.
We find out too that the girls has no idea what just happened. Like they're just running because some chaos is going on, but they had no idea that this is a zombie apocalypse or infected apocalypse. Like infected people are eating other people.
I think at
They
this
thought
point,
it was just
we
some
can call
random
them zombies
attack
now.
or something wild.
Yeah.
I think for this we can call them zombies because that's the term that they use in
It's
Scout's
true.
honor.
Yeah, it's true.
They don't use infected. They say zombies.
Yeah, it's until at the end of the next episode they would.
They had no idea what that whole thing just happened, and it's evident throughout this episode that Carmen is still kind of questioning what just happened. You know, even after the whole Curtis situation, even after that, it's like I don't believe you guys. This is too bizarre for it to happen, and for the boys to, because I think the boys are just nonchalantly telling them that this is happening. Like, yeah, they're passionate about it, but I feel like if I'm gonna tell you that there's a zombie apocalypse, I'll be more like, bro, we gotta go because there's a zombie and they're eating this and that. It's like I'll be more freaked out than for them. It's like, hey, so there's this happened, so we gotta go. You know, because I feel like even later on when they witnessed that tragic thing that happened in the, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? When they end up in the harbor, it's still like I feel like Carmen is still questioning, like, this is not what it is that you guys are talking about.
Well,
you know,
just like what Franklin said, I mean, all this is happening. It will be hard to believe comparing it to zombies, like all this and all that, because everyone knew zombies at that time. Just TV, it's fictional,
right?
But now it came to life. It's hard to believe it that it's happening.
Yeah.
But Zach is just trying to nail it in. Can you not see what's happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
I feel it would be hard to believe if something actually happened like that in real life.
Right.
Of course.
However, there is a bacteria that actually causes somebody to
Oh yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
make someone feral and be cannibalistic kind of thing.
Well, just go to Florida. Those people that takes bath salts, like they eat people. Like might not be a permanent zombie.
Oh my
thing,
gosh,
but
Wakka, did you not hear about that
Did you
story
not? I have no
years
idea.
and years ago? It's like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
I'm blank on this also.
Yeah, people that are addicted to bath salt, they like
Bath
freaking
salt-
out.
And there was
they,
a story about someone just eating someone's face.
eating someone's face.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bath salt.
like
I
that's
just
a
had a
legitimate
picture.
thing too.
I just had a mental image of Dwight Schrute.
Why do I shoot? I don't have no idea.
Because of the
Yes.
when he had the doll that they were doing the CPR
Oh
on,
yeah,
and he cuts
and
the
then he
face
put this
off
on
and
his
puts
face.
it on.
yeah. So Ruby told Franklin about his eye, bro. His riz is unstoppable, right? His riz still continues. He said, he's because they were talking about the whole chaos, and Ruby said, "Look at what happened to your eye," and then he said, "Oh, this one, I'll tell you later."
I am, dude.
Do you think he knows it's his Riz,
He's
or
a
is this
mad
just
lad.
like?
Oh, dude, no game, intentional
That's-
game, but it's
That's
just
That's what makes
so
it better.
strong.
yeah,
Right,
oh, yeah. Oh,
right.
yeah.
It's the innocence, man.
Yeah, unintentional riz, but it's just oozing out, you know? It's the charisma of the family. That's what it is.
Stop.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood.
He's sick like the others.
No, he's changing.
What?
He's turning into one of them.
Into what? You have got to be kidding me.
Look at his skin. All the color's gone.
Told you.
What do we do?
Blaine, you need to end this right now.
Shoot him?
Yes, or he'll attack us. You saw what they'll
Are
do.
you insane?
Do it.
Really? I should?
This is crazy. He's sick and bleeding, and what if we can still help him fix whatever's
Carmen,
wrong?
no, don't.
Blaine, let go of me!
No, don't be an idiot.
Carmen, stop! The gun!
So Carmen still continues doesn't believe him. Carmen fought Blaine with the gun. This is when Curtis showed up. We don't know the name yet, but someone showed up. I feel like this guy is a big guy, like not a super big guy, but I feel like he's a bigger guy.
I pictured him as like a lumberjack or athletic
Yeah,
guy who does
yeah.
like crazy adventures,
Right,
rock climbing, and all that stuff.
Yeah, because eventually you find out that he's kind of like a YouTuber in their, in their verse. I don't know if YouTube exists then. They're in their universe. For copyright purposes. For copyright purposes, it's a different name. It's like when you watch anime, you know what I mean? Like they put a different name, but it is what it is, you know?
Check out McDonald's.
Yeah, it's backwards W, backwards M. So yeah, we eventually find out that his name is Curtis. So they start fighting. Carmen doesn't believe that this guy's turning or something's happening with him. It's like Ruby's trying to help him. It's like don't touch him, don't get away from him. Blaine is trying to point the gun at him, and Carmen tried to fight back. They have the gun drop, and Zach ending up picking it up.
The fact that Carmen tried to fight with somebody who had a loaded gun was wild to me.
It's wild, bro.
Because I'm like, holy crap! Like you're saying, you're like you want to be minutes later you want to be leading and all this stuff, and I'm like, you did the most irrational decision that you could have made. Like that was terrifying.
Yeah, but if you're believing in the humanity of someone, if they don't believe that he's gone like that, then I mean, we would fight after somebody that we didn't want to see get shot.
Yeah, but okay, so here's my thing. I can picture Curtis coming up to them, not normal looking, that just bubbles on his mouth. You know, like I can see him like he's definitely turning, like he looks ridiculous. Whether it's turning to zombies or just high on drugs, when someone is like, this dude is effed up, I don't want to be around him. But they're like like what you said, they're believing in humanity and they're trying to be scouts. They're trying to help him. Like, are you okay? Is everything okay? No, I'll stay away from him. Like, I'll ask you what's going on, but in 50 meters away. Are you okay?
And like trying to talk the gun down rather than like trying to fight somebody who you already assume has a bit of a trigger finger from how they're like talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and you're like, nah, we'll just we'll wrestle this out. Like, wait.
Right. Yeah.
Even after that, though, they're trying to figure out, is there still a way to save them instead of kill them?
Yeah.
They still believe that there is a possibility to cure whatever it is.
Yeah. They're still trying to help.
I got it. Sir, please, stay back. I'll shoot.
No.
Stay back.
Hurry before you...
What happened is, we all know Zach ended up shooting the guy because he's like, you better back up, I'm gonna shoot you, and then he shot him, he dropped. So in this part, in the early on of this episode, we hear Zach convincing Blaine there's nothing you could have done for Lucas, because Blaine repeated multiple times, you know,
Right.
we left him and things like that, and Zach convincing Blaine it's gonna be okay, there's nothing you could have done. And now it flipped to Blaine convincing Zach there's nothing you could have done, you know. His turn.
It was honestly such a beautiful moment because there's like a lot of shows and movies that come to my mind with moments like this. Like the one that sticks out the most, ironically, is like Scrubs. So something completely unrelated to everything. Yeah. But Scrubs has a moment like this where a character dies and they're like, "Yo, you did everything right. I was watching over you. Like you did this right." Yeah. Yeah. And then later, the person who had to be comforted says the exact lines back. But like all the time, the person walks away and is like, "But it did it?" And like some like negative remark and walk away. But in this, it's like, dude, it was almost like the student versus mentor, because I still feel like even though Zach and him are like friends and peers, it's almost like Zach looks up to him still. And so it just showed like having it happen almost in reverse had that higher and stronger effect.
Yep. Yeah. And it's just evident in how their relationship goes. You know, like both of them cannot be down, or both of them cannot be up. He has to be, if someone's down, I'll be up. And then if you're down, you know, someone else will be up. And it's like trying to encourage each other. And Blaine fighting Carmen. So did you guys notice the dynamic between these two group, right? So Carmen is, and we're going to talk about this eventually, but Carmen's overprotective with Ruby.
Right.
And I don't know.
Extremely.
I don't know if it's because she's into Ruby. I don't know, or maybe she's just a group leader. But
I definitely don't think the into, because
she was a group leader.
Yeah.
It seems more like overprotective older sister. It gives me more of like the Kelly to Tommy dynamic, where it's like, you are my little one, I'm protecting you, I'm responsible, kind of situation.
Right. And now and Blaine is protective with Zach, because Blaine is fighting Carmen, that, you know, Zach did what he needs to do, and Carmen's like, no, you killed him, you did this. And Carmen even making like comments when they found the camera, and Carmen said something about
stealing from a dead man. Carmen,
I'm not. Would you get over it already?
A dead person.
Are you stealing from a dead person now?
Yeah. And Zach's like, and you know, and Blaine said, would you move on? You know,
get used to it.
Right.
This is the world now.
Yeah, would you move on already? So you can see the dynamic between these two. And then you have Franklin.
Protect this child at all costs.
Right.
I think Curtis brings the most realistic dynamic we've seen so far in the story, because it's so much of people trying to discover their characters and discover really who they are, and the entire time Zach is wrestling with it. From the moment that he realizes something has to happen, to the moment something happens, to the end of the next part, he is still trying to redeem the action and process it. Yeah.
And, you know, some might say he's overcompensating, but
he is.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Not in the worst way.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm overcompensating for the sake of Curtis, but also for the sake of us, because I gotta learn something with this.
If he's an intellectual, he has to make sense out of it. He has to understand it. Because otherwise there's something missing if he doesn't understand it.
Right. And he even said that earlier during the catalyst. We got to know who we're fighting for. You know, the source and the reason for that, so we will know their weakness and how to defeat them. And he's very critical in that point of view.
I think we need to keep moving. Where? And I don't even know if we want to stay with you guys. We were doing fine on our own.
Until that guy caught up with you.
You might be right, Carmen. I think it's safe if we stick together.
Little Red knows what's up.
Don't call her that. Please stop. This isn't the time for arguing. We need to keep moving.
They're sticking together. Carmen disagrees. Blaine calling Ruby Little Red Nose. He said Little Red Nose gets the idea, and Carmen said, "Don't call her that." I was like, bro, chill out.
It wasn't Little Red Nose. It was Little Red
Yeah,
That
the little red
Oh, he said
No.
little
Like
red nose.
K-N-O-W, yeah.
I thought little red nose.
like the knee part.
No,
Yeah.
Little
Knee
Red
the table.
is aware kind of situation.
Yeah, right. Little red nose. And then Franklin's still writing the note, and he said that girls still don't trust them. And this is like, you've seen someone turning, you've seen this whole thing happening, but still, nope, we don't trust you. We're gonna stick together. And then Ruby said, no, we better like stick with them. So they started watching the camera. Or the video, not the camera, the video. Nobody watched the camera. You watched the video.
I got the camera working. Cleaned out the battery contacts and... Yes! There's some video clips on here.
Well, that was crazy. I was able to shake those two psychos who attacked me literally out of
So
nowhere.
he got attacked.
At least
my
it's totally
gosh.
gonna go viral. Oh, Delilah's not gonna believe this.
They realize that he's kind of a YouTuber, and he has a girl named Delilah, right?
Yeah.
At this point, when I listened to this, I thought Delilah is somewhere else, like off the island. We find out eventually that's not the case. And he got attacked by someone. I think a hiker. Two people.
Two someones. It was just two potential hikers.
Yes. What do you call him? Like a lunatic or something like that? Like some crazy. I think I got away from them. Yeah.
I saw you gave him your movie making badge. You worked hard for that one.
What's the point of any of them now?
Isn't now the point of all of them? How many things did you learn for all those badges? Isn't this why we do it? So one day we're actually prepared for this shit?
Well, Zach just got the life-saving badge if there is one.
Maybe.
Debatable.
Blaine told him, "Oh, you have a movie badge because of this whole thing." And then Zach said, "It's not even important now." And then I love what Blaine said. Like, this is it. This is why we're training. Like, this is the reason why we're doing this, for survival. And Franklin said he has a if you think about it, he has a saving lives badge. And Carmen being bitter is like, yeah, it's debatable. Like, shut up, woman.
It's like no. He just saved y'all.
Yeah.
Don't you dare take that from him.
I think that's because he took a life.
Yeah.
Instead of saving Curtis's life, is I think
that
why
makes
she
sense.
said it's debatable.
So
Yeah, I can understand that side of it as well.
This is why we have Jeremiah in the podcast. That's
Intellectual.
okay. You're off the podcast. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
It was nice while it lasted.
All right, guys. It was nice meeting you all. I will.
You have to open your mouth. You should have just taken the compliment.
It's really quiet.
Too quiet.
Yeah, but everything looks okay.
And where are the people?
There's someone. Look, a little girl on a swing. Does something about this feel a bit creepy?
A little girl swinging alone in dead silence in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? No, not creepy at all.
Yeesh.
Should we at least see if she's okay?
I'm gonna give that a hard no. And there she goes.
This is like straight out of a horror movie.
Now they got to the harbor, and the first thing they saw is a little girl on a swing.
That's so creepy.
I know.
So creepy.
The most classic horror scene played out in this podcast.
Yeah,
that is the creepiest.
It gets worse.
It gets worse.
It gets worse.
Dude, when I listened to it the second time, it still sent shivers up my spine. I'm just like, that's sadistic.
He's trying to say the word.
Casey's
He's still
just trying
shivering.
to scar everyone at
Dude,
this point.
exactly.
He's like, are you a fan or are you a victim?
Right. No, because it's
Only
like
time will tell.
it's giving you a little bit of a hope too. You know, it's giving you, like, at least for me, it gave me a little bit of a hope that maybe that little girl is normal. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then
God, dude,
ripped
that
it
was
right
how much
away.
they were saying, like, this is a
Right,
legitimate horror movie.
Right. And that was so creepy. It's like, that's the first thing they saw. And the little girl, I assume the little girl, they can see the back of it. You know, it's not the front. Like, that's how I assume it. Like, the girl's not even swinging. It's just sitting on the swing. And they can see either the side of the girl or the back. And the next thing you know, she was gone. Like, that's how I picture it.
And then she, like, got up and just walked away.
Yeah.
What's interesting,
Nothing.
though,
Like, okay.
Yeah.
this enters a new dynamic, though, for the infected, because normally their only mission, like she's doing something. I'm assuming she didn't get infected on the swing.
Correct.
So as a changed
Correct.
person, she went to the swing to either sit on it or swing on it or whatever. But you've never seen, at least to my recollection, any kind of action like that.
Yeah.
It's always just been roaming.
You gotta remember, this is the first time we've seen children infected. All throughout from the beginning of We're Alive, we've never encountered a children infected. You know what I mean? So maybe the effect of the infection is different to them compared to the adult infection.
I mean, that's kind of true because I guess like we've seen kids infected, just maybe not as young.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there were moments from some of the other big fights where they saw kids and they had like big issues with them, and then seeing Tommy infected.
Yeah.
So it's you see him, but maybe not this young,
right?
Per se.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's like the when they change to infected, they're kids. It's not like adults. I feel like when adults turn to a zombie,
that childlike wonder.
Yes. So as an adult, when you turn to a zombie as an adult, the first thing that you want to do is eat, kill. You know. But for kids, when they turn, and this is just my assumption, when they turn to a zombie, they're still a kid. You know, they still want to play and
there's something to that. Because when they first started figuring stuff out about them, the scientists ones who were infected as scientists were like smarter. Your intellect kind of carried over. So the mentality of the infected as you were as normal to when you were infected carried over into you being as infected. So a child with their mentality and maturity would carry over into being infected.
Right.
In some way.
I guess it depends, unless you're those big guys, because they're kind of dumb no matter what. I think, you know what I mean?
Well, but I think a lot of that has to do with. Or are you talking about the ones from Descendants or
no, the behemoths? Yeah,
the behemoths.
So I mean, I think a large part of the reason for their brain activity is because of where they were made from.
Yeah,
they were made from criminals, and most of them weren't like blue collar criminals.
Right.
Most of them were more brutish, as well as they were all altered past that.
Right. It was Ink's
project.
Yeah, Ink's project. So
but
they're not
Frodo
the natural.
Turned into a behemoth, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He just turned into one, didn't he?
Unconfirmed. That's unconfirmed.
Fredo, not Frodo. My bad. Sorry.
Fredo is unconfirmed because even in Descendants, we all assume that this is Fredo or that's. Oh, no, wait. We for sure that was Fredo, right?
Yeah.
That's
No,
right.
but here's the thing. Fredo was turned by Ink.
Yes.
Because at the end of Lockdown, he comes back for him.
That's right.
When he's like dying or whatever in the hall, you just hear Ink say, Fredo.
Yeah. Yeah, he turns him to a behemoth.
Okay, so he did experiment on him then. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely what is.
Yeah, a lot of it is it's not the natural way of turning. Like Ink is a criminal, but his way of turning is natural, like the natural way people get turned. But this is like another turned person turning them forcefully.
Yeah.
Same thing with the little ones. The little ones are not the natural way of turning them. Yeah.
You mean not the little children, the little ones?
The little ones from the OG.
The actual little ones.
Lizzie's little one.
Yeah, Lizzie's little one.
Yeah.
The ones that became massive and terrifying.
Yeah. So, and then when they saw the little girl, they got there and nobody's there. Ruby said she stepped on the gum.
Where did all the people go?
Maybe they were evacuated?
But there'd be someone left. To give directions and stuff?
Ugh, I think I stepped in chewing gum. My shoe was all sticky.
Ugh, I stepped in it too.
I don't think that's gum. Look at the ground.
What the? Is that blood?
And Carmen said her too, but Blaine said those are not blood, bro. Those are not gum.
Those are gum. That is
They're
blood.
not.
Yeah. That they
those
were
are
blood.
Not gum. And I feel like there's meat on them.
The
not just
moment
blood.
that they both said they stepped in gum, I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
and you can actually.
It kind of like that settled for me in that moment because I was like, "It's not." Like it's not.
Yeah, and you can hear it too when that first step of Ruby before she said I stepped on a gum. You can hear the squish.
It brought me back to the stadium.
And it's just
the stadium, yes.
Especially with the wall.
Yeah.
Or the pile, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, this is why Ruby's gonna die. I'm just kidding.
No.
Yeah. And then
We need to get out of here. Back to the trail.
No, it's to the water. That's where your parents would be, right, Zach?
Yeah. The yacht should be off the pier.
Or any boat at this point.
I can't.
Wait. What is that stacked over there?
Are those people?
Were people. So many bodies.
They're all piled up. That can't be.
Are they?
Dead. Like dead.
That was the man from the boat.
I can't, guys.
they saw the pile of bodies, just like, you know, in the Coliseum.
Yeah, that's right.
It gives us a flashback. We all did. We all gave us a flashback of Angel and Riley in that pile of bodies, hiding in the pile of bodies. And Ruby said that that's the man from the boat. She specifically said that, but we've never met that guy, right?
It's the
It's not the conductor.
No, it was the guy who hooked up Franklin. It was the guy who gave him the
oh, that was the guy?
Yeah,
the Starburst. Yeah,
Oh,
it was the.
interesting.
I'm blanking on the name or the word right
I don't
now,
think he
but
mentioned his name.
No. So the Casey said that the conductor and the store is the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
so,
yeah,
yeah.
he said it was the guy who ran the counter.
But who
though.
said
Yeah,
that?
Like
yeah.
that's
That's what
who.
Casey-
That's who they said that they recognized.
No, who said that? Who? That was the man
Ruby.
on the boat. Ruby.
Ruby said that.
So
It's the man
it
on
has
the
to be
boat.
that
So it
guy.
must be
Yeah.
the conductor.
Yeah, because I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I thought
gotcha.
Zach said that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Zach said.
No, it was Ruby. That's the man on the boat.
And they're still here. What do we do?
We need to hide.
Inside. Anywhere. Hurry.
These are locked.
Shit.
This one too. Please open. Shoot.
Keep trying.
Whoa. This one's open.
Get behind the counter. Stay quiet.
While that's happening, they hear a lot of zombies coming out. So they ran and tried to look for places to hide. And they hid in a fish store. I think it is a fish store.
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah,
like a
fish
there's
market.
there's
It was
lot
a
of
fish market.
Yeah, it's a fish market. They hid there and behind the counter, and they formulated the smell theory, and led by
Right.
Zach, formulated the whole smell theory. Because Blaine looked up, it's like, I think he's smelling us.
What was that? What are they doing?
What now?
I think they're smelling something.
Smelling?
Yeah. Zach, could they be trying to sniff us out?
It's possible. Many animals hunt by scent.
Those things are like animals?
It makes sense.
They got all of this like right away, like
So quick,
Exactly.
so
So
smart.
quick. Yeah.
I love it. I love the dots that get connected by Zach, because it shows the whole time Zach is genuinely, continuously, relentlessly thinking, processing.
Yeah.
What do we do next? How do we do next? Like, he is going from A to Z. He's not saying, okay, here's A. Okay, now we need B. Now we need C. No. He's saying, I'm looking at this whole situation and I'm going to find out the entire situation as quick as possible.
Yeah. It's there.
Beautiful.
Right? Yeah.
On the other side, it'd be kind of hard to go through that whole dry area of a bunch of kids learning all these things over the process of a month on an island.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
got to pick it up a little bit to get to the action.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That the secret to why Casey made a genius on the island just was solved.
Exactly.
And
we
also-
got to pick this up. That was like 17 episodes. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no more of that. Yeah, we can't afford any more backstory, Casey. Give us the rest of it.
give us the meat.
Give us the meat.
Right.
So speaking of meat,
Can we get out of here now? The smell was making me sick.
I think the smell may have saved our lives.
What?
The stench of the dead fish may have covered our smell.
Zach figured out the smell covering them with the fish. So he figured out
He came out of it because of Franklin.
Yes.
Because of one of his innocent remarks.
Yes, yeah. So he figured that out. Well, Blaine and him kind of like formulated this whole thing that, they're smelling us, they're trying to look for us. But Zach figured out the fish, like what you said, because of Franklin. And then decided...
He said disguise.
Yes. From there, they decided they're going to the pier because his parents, Zach's parents, are there. Let me pause real quick. Let's talk about his parents. This is Wakka and I kind of like a project this last week. So it started because I wasn't sure who Elisa Elliott was. Like I was like 80%.
Really?
No. Hold on. Relax. Give me a sec. I was 80%.
I don't know if I will.
I was 80% sure that she was Pegs, but I didn't want to say that, and then I was wrong. So being me, it's so easy to Google things. So I just Googled it. Oh, it's Elisa Elliott. Oh, she's Pegs, and I went to her IMDb. Right. When I went to the IMDb, I saw that she plays Pegs in Descendants, right? And Mindy. There's a character named Mindy. Now I went to something happened, and I went to Scout's Honor, and I saw there's a character named Mindy in the end of the first episode, and it's voiced by Elisa Elliott. So lights popped in my head. Who is Mindy in Descendants? Why is there a Mindy? And I thought it was just an IMDb error, because sometimes they make an error. I don't know. Maybe it's just an error. So we both look it up. I told Wakka, hey, can you help me look for this Mindy character in Descendants? Because apparently there's Mindy and voiced the same person as Elisa Elliott. So I looked it up. I searched in every single episode, and I saw it. I found it. It's episode 6. Episode 6, part 3 of 3. There's a Elisa Elliott there that says Mindy. I listened to the whole thing. I didn't hear anybody that says my name is Mindy.
Yeah.
Except for one person that they didn't give them a name, but it was counted as Mindy. It was the girl who flirted with Victor.
Yeah.
Who flirted with Victor.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, in the bar. And Mindy is Zach's mom. In the first episode of Scout's Honor.
Yes.
The drunk person in the boat.
Yeah, so he was trying to connect the dots. Like, how are they related?
Yeah.
So, but they didn't mention her name, like he said. And then there was also the bartender, who was Casey, basically.
Who's Casey, yeah.
That spoke, but they didn't mention the name either. But in IMDb, that. Yes. It gave them, it named them. It named them the bartender and Mindy voice.
Yes.
So we assumed those were the two.
Yeah, because if you listen to that episode of part that in Descendants, and towards the end when they saying their names and the roles, he said that additional voices by Elisa Elliott, and there's no name. It's just as Elisa Elliott and Casey Wayland. But it was
normally with like additional voices, it's the unnamed characters.
Yes,
and
yes.
Stuff. Yeah.
So, but in IMDb they named her. That was Mindy. So we know.
I wonder if they named it now that she has a name.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, so
but we know now what happened to Zach's mom. Yeah.
And thoughts came to my mind when we were discussing it. I mean, it could be just a stretch. It's like, what if this is a story happening in another story in Descendants, and they're just gonna meet up somehow?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, I mean, it's 18 years.
Yeah.
Descendants is 18 years after this.
Right.
So
yeah.
kind of a little concerning for Zach. You said it was Zach's mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she's at the bar flirting around, whereas her son.
Yeah. The dad probably died. Like,
Oh, he changed. He for sure changed.
Yeah, he for sure changed. With the
He's long
captain.
gone.
Well, apparently she's looking at Victor's like, hey.
It's been 18 years.
Exactly. Right. And a lot of people are assuming that the same yacht is the same yacht that Michael and Pex ended up into in We're Alive. It's still a theory, it's not.
Same thing,
Yeah, we said the same thing, and same thing with the place they stayed in. Might be Zach's parents' place in Avalon, but it's still a theory. It wasn't confirmed. I love that Casey commented in every single thing in our previous podcast, except for like the important things, like who's Franklin? Is that the same yacht?
Right.
No comment. I'm not giving you that.
If they're part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
he was quick to call you guys out on anything that wasn't true.
Right. Absolutely.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know. He said the Glenn and smiley face is like, I get it. We deserve that.
So by not confirming or denying,
basically.
Right.
And it's something.
So they decided to go to the pier.
We can make it.
To the pier?
Let's go.
But the bodies,
Pretend they aren't real.
But they are.
We have to go past them again. You can do this. We all have to.
Stay with me, Ruby. We go together.
I can't. Here, take my hand.
No, I've got her.
Oh, but I can't really.
Did you hear what I said?
But Ruby couldn't go because just the thought of seeing that wall of bodies, dead bodies, is just making her sick. And Franklin, being the risk god, said, "I can help you." And Carmen said,
"I got you."
No, Carmen said, "No, I got her." And then Franklin said, "No, for real.
No. I got this.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Either protective or possessive.
Yeah,
she
dude,
really
she's
just wants
like, yeah.
no part of the boys.
My Ruby, bro. My Ruby.
Exactly.
I had her first. Leave her alone.
Bro, from the beginning, I think I'm in love.
Yeah. Exactly.
I had a friend.
I noticed too that I think it's either Franklin or Zach said yacht instead of yacht.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said yacht. Which, I mean, if
I
you
think
look
I
at
heard
the
that
spelling,
too.
when you look at the spelling,
Yeah,
it's yacht.
Yeah, just like you're spelling it.
I feel like that wouldn't have been Zach then. Hopefully not. 'Cause
Right.
he knows.
He knows.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's his yacht.
Maybe he's too smart that we're all wrong. It is right.
For Wakka phonics worked for him.
Yeah, exactly. It is yacht, not yacht.
Right.
Yeah. And then they ended up in the pier, and next thing you know, they find out the yacht is not there. It's gone. And then that episode ended there.
Yep.
So I'm glad that Casey gave us 2-part of this episode, because I feel like that end of that episode, it is a cliffhanger, but it's not as big of a cliffhanger compared to the other episodes, which we get that from the OG We're Alive, even in Lockdown and the other series, that not all episodes end in a big cliffhanger. Some of them are
90% of the OG was a cliffhanger, because I would legitimately be listening to it while working. It would end, and I'd go, "What the heck?" Like, I have to listen to the next one right now.
Yeah.
Like, you just had to find out what was going on.
Yeah. But in comparison to, I know we're gonna talk about it next. So stay tuned. We're not ending this podcast yet. In comparison to the next episode's cliffhanger, that one's way bigger.
Yes.
That one was way bigger. Yeah.
Before we move on to that episode, though, I had something in my notes from a little bit earlier in the episode, where I felt like this episode really narrowed down like the differences between the three boys in such a real way. It showed the difference between their mental standings, their physical standings, their maturity, everything. So, like, in here, I put, like, Zach is the super logical, trying to narrow down the situation, ignoring emotion. Blaine was trying to be practical, but he was extremely emotional. He's, like, saying what is instead of being, like, well, what if situations. And then Franklin is trying to speak from his innocence and, like, help in whatever way he can, but... like we've all said, like, he doesn't know. He doesn't have the knowledge, experience that these older guys have. Yeah. And so, like, and that's just up to right before meeting, like, seeing the girls. Like, I thought it was really cool how much those got pointed out and narrowed down, because it is, like, they are major differences between each character. It's not some minute thing. And it kind of more concreted a lot of what we were saying last week, where we thought this is the way that some of them were going to go, but it made them more real. Yeah. Because Blaine wasn't just the jokester anymore. Now he's the real defined character, where he's trying to be a leader, but because he cares, and he actually cares, like, it's hurting him. Yeah. And now we know where to grow. Because Zach is super logical and doesn't care as much, like, yeah, he cares, but he doesn't care the same way. He's just trying to get to the bottom of it. His character didn't have to grow here. His character was just showcased here. And then, just like always, Franklin's just along for the ride. Right. Yeah. Like, he's really trying to be helpful, but he's really so far just along for the ride, getting in his 2 cents that are helpful, that are very helpful. Yeah, but that's just what they are. They're just his 2 cents. He also doesn't know. Like, if we're looking at Franklin as a character, as a person, right? He doesn't know that he's the main character. Like, none of us knows that we're the main character, So he's just, okay, I'm just gonna live this life. But little did he know he is the main character of this whole story. He's the main protagonist. It's that secret MC energy. Right. It's funny because I was watching this video. They what they do is they look at Supernatural
abnormal things on videos and criticize it if it's edited or if it's a real ghost and things like that. And he mentioned that this one video that they're watching is in a trampoline, and behind the trampoline there's a white stuff coming out, right? And he said that in real life you don't hear the don't sound in scary movies. You know, like when you pan to something and it's scary, in the scary movie you hear the sound effect. In real life you don't hear that. It's just a normal day, and then something showed up right in front of you.
So oh, hey, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. But in same thing with Franklin, he has no idea that he's the main character. He has no idea that he has a plot armor, you know, compared to the rest of the gang.
Right.
Yeah,
he's literally just saying what he sees, what he experiences. And honestly, because of the way he's writing it down and we're seeing it from his perspective, he might be embellishing on what he's seeing. He might be living up what other people are doing. He might be bashing on Cameron because he doesn't like Cameron as much. Like, it's really cool because if you look at it from this way, because it's like this is just his side of the story.
Carmen, you mean Carmen?
Like,
or Carmen?
Cameron?
Yeah,
I was going through all the characters. I'm like, Cameron. Who did I forget?
Carmen.
Gage and what's his name? His brother. They have a third brother named Cameron, and he hates him.
They just don't even mention it. He's so unwanted.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, but yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, question: did we figure out the leaders in this episode or the next one?
The leader of the group.
Yeah.
I think it's
Wasn't
more.
that in the
it's
first
this
one?
episode. In this episode,
That was this
because
episode.
Carmen and Blaine are fighting, and
That was interesting because how old did we figure Blaine was?
I think they're about the same age.
Well, she's older than he is.
She's older.
Yeah, she is older.
Yeah,
and because she's in Chase's position from the sound of it.
And Casey confirmed that these guys are in their 20s.
Yeah, they're in her 20s. So she's probably mid 20s kind of thing, at least. So, I just found that was an interesting dynamic in that whole argument of who was going to be the leader.
Yeah.
And then co-leaders? Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can. Sure, we can do that. I feel like that's...
and I put in my notes, I was like, I understand like the frustration of being older and not being in charge in like that kind of age and setting, but you can clearly tell one side is handling it better. So the fact that it was so argued is wild. Like, like I said, I understand the point, but it's like, man, it's crazy to think like, why was someone who doesn't know exactly what's going on there combative on everything?
Right. She was so
wanting to lead.
She was pouting throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Making negative comments about this.
Yeah. And maybe it's because of the age and also the position and things like that. But it's kind of annoying how she's like this. It's like Angel. It's like Angel in We're Alive. Like, you know, this is my position and you're just a sergeant. You know, like she's kind of like the angel of the group. In this story, which
because she did have that higher leadership role,
right? And she keeps bringing it up, not keeps, but she brought it up to Blaine. You know, I'm a group leader and you're this, which brings me to this thought. Do you think when Casey wrote every single series, right, and specifically this one, because it's so connected to the OG We're Alive, like what you said, the 3 and then the other 2 girls. Do you think when he's making characters? I mean, I can ask him because he watches our podcast. Do you like try your best?
Nice plug.
Right? I know. Do you try your best not to connect it to Michael? Like this character cannot be Michael or this character cannot be Saul? Because I noticed that all these 3 characters has characteristics of Michael. They have characteristics of Saul, and that's evident into these 3 characters. So it's not just, we know for sure that Franklin is gonna be Michael. Like Franklin shows a Saul character, an Angel character, and Michael too.
They all show those hints.
Right. Was that like a I don't want to say a challenge for you, but was that like your intention? I don't want this character to depict previous characters that I already wrote.
I didn't even think about that. Like, I didn't even associate them until you guys mentioned it in the last episode.
Oh, yeah, that's good then. Yeah, he did great.
I feel like you asked him the last time when we were talking with him.
Yeah. Oh, when we interviewed him.
Yeah, and I think he may have mentioned like, no, it never crossed his mind, or I can't recall, but he'll answer.
For 15 years, there's got to be like You know, like he had to be like sitting down. It's like, oh nope, I'm not doing that because he was already doing that. You know, or in the previous episodes or in the previous series, oh, we already done that. We can't do that again.
But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's
it works.
Yeah, it works. It works.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, how many of us in the listening to We're Alive that does this? You know, like for fun, like criticize every single episode and try. Now I'm not saying we perfectly do it, but we try our best to look at, oh, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And comparing it.
One thing I want to say is, like, with that fight between Carmen and Blaine, they did an amazing job of accurately depicting their maturity level in that entire situation.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, like with Bert, old guy, older than anyone else there, but he had no problem falling in line. You know, because he knew I'm not the one to make the choices here. You know, so that's something that comes with age, of recognizing just because I'm older doesn't mean I'm going to be in charge, or I should be in charge. You know, so that whole situation really was well done in showing their age for that time. And so
that reminded me, right? So speaking of connecting it to the OG characters, do we have every single characters in this right now from the OG, right? You have Bert with the gun, you know, like Blaine with the gun, and then Carmen with the bow, which is Riley, you know, and then the rest of the other three. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I feel like, Casey, are you like hinting the characters in Scouts Honor are all of the characters from We're Alive? You know, like showing in this 5 characters. You know what I mean?
When I first heard Zach being that smart, my first guess was Datu.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But then he's more of a handyman than because if something doesn't work, he'll just figure out how to work around it.
Mechanical knowledge instead of head knowledge.
And then Tommy with the camera. Now they have a camera. You know what I mean? And Carmen with the a B word. Oh, we have a Kelly. Nice. Like every single character from We're Alive lives in these 5 characters in Scouts Honor. That's good. Any other thoughts from this episode before we move to the next one?
Carmen has some trust issues.
Control issues.
No, trust issues.
Well, I heard that. I said I was adding control issues.
Well, maybe control issues, but my thing is, like, she keeps wanting to separate from them. Like, does she not like boys or something?
Yeah. That's why
I'm really curious to see what comes out with that.
That's why I think she's into Ruby. It's like, I don't want to be around them, and then this Sinatra is into my girl, so stay away from her. You know?
I think she's still in denial about everything that's going on.
But I mean, also in that the same thought, probably not, because if we think that Carmen is 20 years old, Ruby's probably younger. So yeah, this is not gonna work.
Probably 13.
This is not gonna work. Yeah, ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Nah, FBI, open up. You know, it's like it's not gonna work.
So the second part, we kind of open up with the last second recap showing.
I don't see your yacht. Golden tan, right?
Yeah. No, me neither.
Aren't yachts huge? How hard could it be to find? Where is it?
It's gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
It's a yacht. It can't just disappear.
I guess they must have left.
Are you kidding me? So where do we go now?
So the yacht's gone. It's the tan and gold, correct?
Yeah.
And it's nowhere to be seen. Carmen, and almost immediately it's showing Carmen's desire to just blame the guys for everything going on.
I knew it.
It's literally like,
great. We came all this way through all of that for nothing. Where would your parents go?
I guess back to our vacation house in Avalon.
You guess?
Avalon? That's like 20 miles away. We don't even know if that's where they are. What do we do now?
Carmen is trying to blame them for the apocalypse. Like, it really seems like she's trying to go that far.
Yeah.
She does put it all on their shoulders. Yeah.
You guys did all of these.
Yeah, like, she just wants to blame someone. And she doesn't, I feel like she doesn't even know why. It's just because she doesn't want all that weight on her. It's like a deflection.
She's scared.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right.
Bert.
And so, but like, because she's just deflecting and trying to like get that weight off her, I think that's why it was so easy for Ruby to kind of swayed her into staying with the group, because she's like, no, we're gonna go, you guys do what you're gonna do, we're gonna go back and try and figure this out. And then the guys are like, where are you gonna go? Like,
right,
we haven't seen one person like us the whole time we've been walking, whole time we've been together. We haven't seen a single person like us. What are you gonna do? Because who are you gonna find that's gonna be like us and then also be willing to take you and not be out for their own hide?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they really go for the throat with that, because it's every irrefutable point that you can find in one moment that's not just demeaning somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Carmen, man. That I don't know if I will enjoy being around Carmen during Apocalypse, but you can be, beggars can be choosers. Like at that point, it's like, yeah, I don't care. You can be with me. The least value that you have for me is if we're getting chased, I'll trip you over so they can attack you.
Exactly.
Not me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I'll keep you around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, use them as a meat shield.
Yeah.
A meat shield.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll keep you around. I won't be choosers. I won't kick you out. You'll be with me.
Right.
Yeah. But
We'll find a
annoying.
use for you.
Yeah, exactly. Because we felt the same way about Kelly. We hated Kelly, and then Kelly became the pinnacle role of We're Alive.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
But that only happened right after she lost Tommy.
Yeah. Are you saying that Ruby's gonna die? Samantha! This is it. This is
I hope not. I hope not.
Don't you dare do this to me.
Right.
I hope she just gets
Not
her
again,
act
Casey.
together after.
Don't do it again.
Ruby
I
dies.
can't handle it.
No, Ruby dies, and then they get off the island, and then Mom turned to a zombie. Franklin. Franklin
That's
trauma.
gonna hurt.
I can't, man.
That's
Franklin
gonna
trauma.
hurt.
I can't take that. Don't
Yeah,
do it to me.
yeah.
No. After that, they decide that they have to go to the other side of the pier to get to the clubhouse.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're deciding they're gonna go to this, but before they can go there, Zach makes the sole decision that, one sec, I need to go get something real quick.
Right.
This place has something I need.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
hold on. So before that, I think they when they were at the pier, right? When they were at the pier, they started talking, and then they hear.
We all turned to see there's an enormous group of them, walking towards the center of town, almost like an army. So many of them were coming.
Forget the boat. We need to move.
Back to the fish hut. Now! Before they get here.
Ruby, keep your head down and follow me.
They saw a bunch of infected coming, so they're like,
Yeah.
where are we going? Go back to the fish market. So they
Yeah,
went back
so
to
they-
the fish
they went
market.
back.
Yeah. So
Right.
I wanna say this real quick. This, in my opinion, out of all the, like, my top 5, the most realistic thing that would happen in the zombie apocalypse, because we assume that when we watch movies and TV shows about apocalypse or things like this, they jump into new areas all the time. But with this, it's so realistic, because if you're out and then you're getting attacked, you'll go back to where you came from. We've never
Go
seen
back
that.
and find what's safe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
never seen that because even in OG We're Alive, Angel and Riley, they're traveling, but they're getting chased. They didn't go back to where they were hiding before. Like, this kids went back there,
Right.
So they went back to the fish market, and this is when we find out that Zach.
What was that? What's happening?
It's the same sound from before.
Maybe they'll leave again?
Nope. They're all just standing around.
Oh my god. What are they doing?
They're communicating.
This is not good. Look,
I don't want to.
they're taking bodies out of the pile and dragging them towards the main road.
It's like the loud one told them to do this.
Why?
Haven't figured that out yet.
And I really don't want to stick around to find out.
Figure out that they're communicating, and that they have a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there's a possible leader, but very likely there's a leader.
Right. During this point, because they, you can hear them making sound, and they're like, "What are they doing?" Oh, they're talking to each other.
Oh yeah, they were actually giving like the very understandable grunts and
Yeah.
groans.
Yeah.
And
Wookiee cries.
Not
Yeah, the Wookiee cries. Right. This reminded me. Speaking of the sound, when Curtis was dying, or when they saw Curtis in the previous episode, I know Casey said that when the infected say something, we shouldn't be able to comprehend it because it's their own language. But I feel like Curtis was saying please. But I don't think he is.
He wasn't changed yet.
Yeah,
he was
in those final stages.
Yeah, he was like, help me. And then that's when he went.
Yeah, but you can hear him saying when something like that. Yeah. And then he shot him.
Yeah, it's because he was in that final transition moment.
Right.
Where, you 100% could still understand him for that split second.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's when they decided to go somewhere else. And then Zach again, man. He figured out about the fish. Fish.
Before we do that.
Yeah.
So a group of zombies with a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Any predictions on who the leader was?
I was just thinking about it.
Joe?
I was thinking about Joe.
I feel like it's too far. Like
those guys can run.
But I feel like it would have been him because he lost his position as leader, but now, now he's becoming...
That would actually be crazy.
I was taking my role
I didn't
back.
even think about that. But that would be wild because then you'd see a complete night and day.
But
honestly,
I
don't think Joe is.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Cause,
I think he's gone.
Oh, you don't think so?
I think he's gone.
Oh no,
I think because he got jumped by what sounded like several. Normally, when you get jumped by multiple like that, you don't turn. The only times that we've seen people turn is when like 2-ish attack at most.
Yeah.
Scratch
because
or something,
if like 5 attack you at the same time, they all take one chunk. They're bleeding out.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact that the turn can bleed out.
My vote is he turned. That's my vote. My vote is he's coming back. I feel like he's too important of a character to just disappear right away.
That he got established?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can definitely see that being the case. My own thought is I think he's gone.
Right. Because I feel like he will be that character that the kids is going to have a hard time killing. Because it's Joe. You know, like a Randy from We're Alive.
Right.
Who else would they have a hard time killing?
Well, Lucas is already dead.
Yeah.
You know, dude, what if you see the twins turn zombie?
That's crazy.
You know,
that's
the
crazy.
twins. But I think it will be Joe. Joe will be a hard person to kill for them.
Yeah. Well, I could also see like Chase being hard for them to kill if like it came down to that.
Especially
because
Blaine,
it would be a situation where like they were enemies per se. They're still like, I may not like you, but I don't want this for you.
Yeah. Chase is coming back though. He will.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
If there's
yeah, you agree with that? Yeah.
If we're gonna believe, if it's not Joe, and it's gonna be difficult for someone to kill.
Yeah.
I think you just mentioned it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Joe. Hold on, sorry, go back. I don't think it's Joe because they saw him, and I feel like they will recognize it if it's Joe.
At what distance did they see it?
No, because it's enough distance that they see him talking to the zombies and directing them. You know, so I feel like they will recognize him.
He may not. Maybe he's not anyone that they recognize. But I was just curious if we had any theories on who it was.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously someone able to rise to the ranks.
Right. Yeah.
It could be like something like a mayor of the island or whoever's in charge of like the whole camp, or it could be situations like that,
or the director.
I just realized the director hasn't shown yet.
Yeah, so like there are a lot of options still unpresented, but I can see why it would be very interesting if it ended up being Joe, to say the least.
If
that
there's
would
anyone,
be probably the most interesting choice.
If there's anyone I feel that would not be difficult to kill, would be Pierce. If he ended up being the leader, like
holy smokes, bro.
I guess it would be difficult for Chase because it's his brother, right?
Yeah. But for the main group, I think so. I think weirdly enough, he's like the only character presented so far that they'd struggled the least to take down, to like make that decision. They're like, oh well, he's turned. Bye.
Speaking of Pierce, I told Wakka this from the previous podcast that we did. I forgot to mention. I had it in my notes, but I forgot to mention. Valerie, Pierce's girl, is Victoria Chang. Victoria Chang is, if you watch the We're Alive live video, it's the girl sitting right next to Casey.
I have not.
Yeah, it's the girl sitting right next to Casey. That was
that's
Valerie.
Cool. I didn't know that.
That's Valerie. Yeah.
Oh.
Victoria Chang. That was her. I don't think Gino plays any characters. Like he does some other voices, but not like a Valerie kind of
a named character.
Yeah, named character. But yeah, that was Victoria Chang. That was interesting.
But how do we plan on making it past those things?
Run?
You crazy? There's like so many of them.
Could we create a distraction or something?
Anything we do might draw them in closer.
Maybe we could use disguises.
Disguises? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Franklin. Yes, that's it.
No, Carmen's right. It's a stupid idea.
The fish. Take as much of it as you can. Roll in it, stick it in your pockets, rub it in your hair.
Are you serious?
Yes, it'll disguise our scent. It's getting dark, so it'll be hard to see, and with this, they won't be able to smell us either.
And then Zach figured out shoving all those fish because they're moving to a different place. It's like, well, rub it on your head, on your hair, put some in your pockets, and things like that. But yeah,
the disguise.
Yeah, the disguise.
Did anyone else instantly have an image of glasses and a nose and mustache when they said disguise?
Yeah. Well, what I can think of is Victor with the cologne. That's because Victor did that. Because even in the OG We're Alive, besides Angel and Riley putting the dead body. Oh, the sweat. You're right. It is the sweat.
I say,
well, the sweat
that's where my mind went.
No, but not to hide. I'm talking about to hide. Yeah. To hide them. It will be Angel and Riley and the bodies rubbing it around them. And then also Victor with the cologne.
Which is funny because that whole premise was also done in
a lot of zombies.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of them.
Oh yeah, season 1, like episode 4 or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Even in Warm Bodies, and in a lot of zombie apocalypse, they do that. Even like the motion, like you have to do the motion, not just put the meat or the smell on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting because I feel like in this world, it would be the easiest to imitate a lot of the infected because I feel like a lot of them might actually walk around more normal because it's not a decaying kind of zombie, because that's normally why they limp and they are all jacked up. It's because their body's decaying, so their body and joints don't work the same. But in this, it's like they're still technically fully living.
Yeah. Do you guys think we're
altered living?
Do you guys think we're gonna see people like Skittles or Saul in here, like the immune ones, or Skittles that are invisible ones? In Scouts Honor.
I think Skittles would be more likely.
Yeah, like a Skittles kind of character.
I think we're more likely to see a Skittles than we are to see
a Saul.
A Saul. I would love to see a Saul, just because it would be cool to see somebody that's not just one of them.
Yeah,
but how would you know that they were immune unless they got bit and they didn't turn?
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, they get bit,
and I don't think any of them. I think the only way that we will see one of them from Scouts Honor is if somebody got bit and then we saw them in Descendants.
Yeah.
I don't think we will see that in here because it's such a short time frame.
Right.
Because I mean, think about it. We're already a quarter of the way through.
Oh yeah.
That's true. He's only doing
a third of the way.
No, he's doing 8
for this.
Is it 8?
Yeah, he's doing 8.
Oh, okay, 8. I don't know why in my head I thought 6, but still, that means we're a quarter of the way through.
Technically one episode, or was this?
This is one episode.
This is one episode.
Okay. Yeah. So we've only done 2 of the 8. Okay.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, and Casey commented this on YouTube. John, remember the kid John, who Blaine said, "What's her name? My name is John. I hope we're roommates." Sure. That was Casey's son.
Yeah,
in real life.
That's right.
Yeah, I got so happy seeing that. I was like, that's so cool.
So if there's anybody gonna be immune, it will be John.
He's like, I got your back. I wrote the story.
You're not turning.
You want to hear plot armor?
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Or on the flip side,
you got the writer's armor.
Yeah.
He has plot armor until he doesn't do something right. And he's like, hey, you know how you were protected? He's like, you're turning next week. Just so you know. Turning next week. Go clean your room.
Nice.
You're not listening to me. You're turning. You're turning. You're turning next week.
Good one.
That's awesome. Good.
You still think we're gonna argue about this?
Exactly. It's either
As he's got his notepad out.
I know.
Like, keep talking.
I know. It's either you do your homework or you're turning next week. Which one you want?
Nice.
So you said they were traveling, and Zach.
At the end of this building, we run to the Isthmus.
Isthmus.
Whatever, that way. Got it?
Wait.
What? What is it?
Gift shop. Real quick.
Zach, we need to keep going.
I need something.
What could you possibly need right now from a gift shop? It's gonna get us killed. I told you we shouldn't have listened to them.
Do we follow him?
We have to stick together. Go.
Shit. Come on.
Zach
grab
made the
something.
executive
At the gift
decision
store.
that he's just gonna run in.
Yeah.
It was no
Yeah.
conversation. He's like,
Yeah.
I gotta get something out of here. There's something I need.
This is when we know, like, we already figure out, right? I don't know about you guys, but that's already like the first thing that popped in my head. He wants batteries.
Exactly. That's what I thought too.
I didn't think battery.
I didn't
I just
think
thought
that.
I thought it was camera related.
And you wanna
I
know
didn't
why I didn't
what
think
the
that?
issue was though.
What camera runs off of regular batteries that you get in the gift store? I'm sorry, Casey. I'm not trying to call you out, but I deal with many
here's one thing-
cameras, and most of them have a battery pack that's
Specific
very
ones.
specific to
Yeah.
that camera.
Yeah.
Well, here's one thing I will say
Double
for
A,
that
triple A.
is that this is like 15 years ago, or 16,
18, almost 20.
18
almost
years ago.
20.
18 years ago.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
even then, like video cameras generally had a battery pack,
Yeah.
as opposed to.
But there are
Double
some that
A's.
ran off like D batteries.
Yeah. This is probably why Curtis is not a popular YouTuber,
C.
because he's using a very old school camera. Upgrade, my gosh, bro.
Let's be honest, it was just a bunch of those like disposable cameras.
Yeah.
They took out the roll, and that was the video. As they filled in the words, and they were just
Exactly.
going through it.
Right, yeah. That's why you're not popular, man. Probably has horrible audio too.
It's a silent movie.
Yeah. So knowing and they're gonna talk about this eventually, but do you think that's kind of a dick move for Zach to do that? Like we can
100%.
tell that this is like he's overcompensating. He's definitely overcompensating in what he did.
well,
That's
I-
a remorse.
Because they kept asking him, but he's not responding. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming they
Yeah.
will know
Yeah.
that they will say no.
Yeah.
So this is more of a personal thing to because he was having issues with killing Curtis.
Yeah.
So
He was trying to work through it in his own way. So it's like I understand why he did it, but he did it wrong.
yeah.
If he would have tried to explain it to Blaine, they would have said go. He would have said, okay, let's do it.
But did they
It's
have
the
time?
fact. Even if he would have said, I need to do this. If he would have just said, I need to do this and
you're
looked
right.
at him,
You're right.
literally he would have been like, I've got your back.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, there's something important here I gotta grab. Bye.
Yeah.
And it was really just a brush off situation where they're
Yeah.
like, they got caught with their pants down. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I gotta kind of side with him. If he felt it was important, saying, "Hey, there's something important I gotta get," boom, go do it, because they're in a hurry.
Right.
You know, adding to it, he was trying to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but so
But just saying, I need to do this, that is all he had to say. He just
Right.
said, hey, there's something I need to get here. And then
Yeah.
that was it. So it could have been anything.
Yeah.
It could have been toilet paper. Like, we
And-
don't know.
And on top
which,
of that,
which after 2020, let's be honest,
Yeah.
we all would go get toilet paper.
but in Wakka's defense, even after when he entered the store and they followed him, they were asking like, "What do you need? You know, maybe we could help you find it." But he wasn't responding. He
Yeah.
wasn't saying anything. Yeah,
He was kind of in full shutdown mode.
Because he
Right.
was smart enough to know that if he were to tell them, they will say no.
yeah. But my thing is, he's already inside. They were already inside. You know,
I
like,
say, they can't stop him now. He's
yeah,
in.
they can't stop him now. But I guess we found our pegs. You know, like overcompensating, killing someone when she killed Latch.
Fair enough. Fair
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
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 I was re-listening to OG, and I just got past that point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we found our pegs, and asking Angel to do something without telling Michael what it was.
Well, in that very scene, that's where Franklin comes. I was like,
Ooh, Starburst. Franklin. For later.
ooh, Starburst.
I love that. He's like, hey, Starburst. That was a great throw in.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Starburst like pops up quite frequently, just as a little plug throughout the whole thing.
Speaking of Starburst, I
Pink
tried.
is the best.
Red is the best. But in every series, I try to remember. Maybe when I re-listen to all of them again. But there's a specific candy in almost every series. Like in We're Alive, we got Skittles, right? And now we got Starburst.
Okay, so that's two of them.
Yeah, but that's
I
why.
said,
That's
where's the
what
rest?
No, that's what I'm saying. What if there's other more that we just didn't pay attention? You know what I mean? Like there's certain candies that Casey's mentioning. Like this is the candy for this series.
Casey,
You know?
what is your favorite candy?
We need to know.
Is there a clue here?
Right? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. What
Joke's
if he's
on
just...
you. His favorite Starburst is orange.
Yeah. Golly, bro, come on.
I'm sorry, Ace just got disconnected. Sorry.
Hey, I didn't say it was my favorite.
Ace, are you still there, Ace?
I think he's going through a tunnel.
I can't.
He's cutting out. Okay. So, and then what's next?
The
So
creepiest
after that,
part in the entire episode.
He finally finds what he's looking for, and they're just like a battery. Like, are you kidding? Like, this is what we're possibly dying for.
Mm-hmm.
But they get it.
But before that happened, though, because you're fast forwarding real quick, because they'll find out when they get to the pier. Before they leave the gift shop.
That's right. Yes. He doesn't bring it out. He just says, "Got it," throws it in.
Yeah,
and then
dipped.
And then that's when...
Got him. Let's go.
Something's just come in.
Hide.
What the F was that? Shh.
It's the creepy little girl from the playground.
She's not a girl anymore.
Be quiet and nobody move. She's stuck on the rack. Go now. Move.
The door opened.
Gosh.
The laughing. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, that wasn't laughing. That was cackling.
Yeah.
And it was so nerve tingling.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Even
she was transitioning there, though, right?
I think she was already transitioned, though.
Because I felt like she
did.
ran away. She got in there. She was crying. I thought she was crying. So I'm assuming she was in pain. And then she starts to transition. You hear the cackling.
No, I think she already changed.
You think so?
I think she's already changed.
So.
I think so too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but like I definitely, in my mind, I was like, she's changed on the
swing.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
And
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And the creepy thing is when she got stuck and you can hear like
yes. Oh my gosh. I had that mental image and I'm just like, what the heck?
Yeah. All I can imagine is that the wild boy from Wild Thornberries, remember that?
Nice comparison.
Yeah.
Nice comparison.
That's all I can imagine. But more like sadistic because she will eat you alive.
Yeah.
You know?
In that moment though, when she started to laughing, crying, kind of, it's like I almost had hope that, like you said earlier, almost hope that maybe she's normal and maybe she's just scared. And then it quickly turned to not.
Yeah.
And so, he brought
our
our hopes up and then just crashed them down.
Yeah.
Maybe she was pulling an ink moment, you know, where she thought she came in thinking she's normal. Like, 'cause you thought she was just coming in all normal.
No, I don't think.
Because you know how ink pretended to be.
No.
Okay,
but
so
I don't think she knew that the kids were there. I think as a kid, like the swing, I think as a kid, she would go to the gift shop. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's just her go-to place because she's still a kid. You know what I mean? And then she just so happened to see them.
Right.
Because she wasn't running.
Yeah,
when
she
she
wasn't
entered,
running.
she entered the building, she wasn't running and chasing them.
She was roaming and she just wandered in and then
I
stood there.
I literally
see.
put in
I
my
see.
notes that this freaking kid, I said, what is this girl? She's a blend of normal girl and a very not normal girl. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then I put, what is this? Is it Ink's secret love child?
Oh my god!
Wow! You went that way. Come on.
That's dumb.
Dude, I was like, dude, same kind of creepy, just in a child form, so it's so much worse.
Yeah. Because this kid is like my kid's age, right?
Yes.
It's probably like 6 or 7.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
It's a little kid. Because these are like these are little kids, like
were
Zach.
terrifying.
You know, like Zach, they're young and Franklin's young, but they see her as the little kid.
Oh,
So
and
they're younger than them.
the image in my head is, what is it, BioShock? Remember that game?
Oh,
yeah. With the
Yeah.
daddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big
And little
daddies.
girl, yeah.
Oh my god.
With a little like the little dress with a
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
The first BioShock, the one that you're saving. Either you save him or you kill him, kind of thing, and it gives
Yup,
you experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
Creepy. That and then a mix of
Creepy.
throw that little girl from BioShock into Silent Hill universe.
Oh my
that one.
And a big hint of Chucky.
Yeah,
like what Ace said. It's Chucky. Yeah, but that whole thing is just so creepy. Like she started from the swing to the gift shop and then got stuck and then they started running, you know. Yeah.
But then you hear the bow get thrown at her.
I thought she was swinging
I thought she was too.
because I heard the swing.
I was gonna say I was wondering, did I fill in my head the swing noise as I saw her on the swing, and I'm like, whoo, that's bad.
The one thing that will make that scene more creepy is if they explain that she's swinging and then she slowly look back at him and smile.
my God.
Nah, dude.
Slowly turn her head.
And then walk away. That will make the whole thing more creepy.
Head just does that whole like 180 turn all the way around.
It's like, oh my god!
Wow.
Is this a zombie apocalypse or a scary movie?
Dang.
Answer yes.
Both.
No.
Yeah.
And then that's where it leads to that next part you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
Ending up in the pier.
Yeah.
Well, that was where they threw the bow. Did they throw the bow at the girl?
Yeah, it's just like Blaine says,
Carmen, did you just throw your bow at her?
Yeah, I didn't have any more arrows and it was useless anyway. Don't roll your eyes at me, Blaine.
That was a lucky distraction.
Which we didn't need.
"Did you just throw your bow?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't have any arrows."
Yeah.
Yeah, like when they're gone, he like kind of plays it back. Like, wait.
Yeah. It's like this is like Casey's way of saying we're not gonna have another Riley, so let's get rid of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you think about it, both the boys and the girls' camps probably had bow and arrow, archery, and so they had plenty of arrows that they could go get.
They already have the bow.
They already have the bow, and they probably have access to a lot more.
Right.
And so but I guess that's out unless they realize, hey, we probably should have kept that bow. Let's go find it again.
Yeah, they still are very able to get more because just like they'll have access to arrows, they're gonna have access to countless bows.
No,
probably.
but what we're saying is they don't have to find it. They already have it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because
But what I mean
dumb,
is like by
why
the
would
time
you-
they find arrows, they're gonna find bows with them again.
Like,
So
there's-
at least
her fighting instinct is just terrible. Like she didn't swing the bow; she chucked the bow. It'll be more painful if you swing the bow than just chuck it.
Her aim.
Yeah, right.
I mean, well, the thing is, we know that her aim isn't that great anyway. So.
Fair enough.
Did you
She
want?
probably threw the bow and it landed on the other aisle of the gift store.
No, it landed on her like she's wearing the bow. Yeah. Did you want me to hit you?
is this the plan?
Yeah. And then they ended up in the pier, and this is like the pier is like the clubhouse for golfers, right? And this is where they hang
so
out.
it seems like
about
the
going
yacht
to the
club.
golf course.
Yeah, the
but-
yacht club. Yeah, this is fancy. That is the first thing that I thought about when they ended up in there and they start laying down on the couch. Like, bro, you guys have fish. on
Exactly.
you. Like, can you guys just
They didn't
clean
pay
up
to go there.
first? Right? Like,
Well, Carmen said the same thing. She's like,
I know, but that's the first thing that I thought about. Like, yeah, you're probably not gonna need it. You know, not a lot of people is gonna need that yacht club anymore because most of them turn. But still, like, you're gonna lay on that and you have fish all over you.
yeah.
You know?
And then she realized after when she found the guts on her cheeks.
Yeah.
On her cheek.
Yeah.
Dude, the accidental riz again.
Yes.
The accidental riz. I'm like, you have it on your cheek. No, your other cheek. No. You
Yeah.
want me to get that?
Let me get that.
No,
for you.
I got it.
Yeah.
The club is just at the end of this beach. Let's go.
Club in.
It's really not that kind of establishment.
I know that. I'm just glad we made it.
They must have something to eat in here, right? A couch. So cozy. You're getting your fish guts on everything.
So what have they got to eat?
I'll check. The kitchen's right around the corner.
I'm hungry too, but what about the smell? It's everywhere. I don't care about that. I don't think I'll ever move again. Got some fish guts on your cheek. Oh, here? other side.
Here?
No, I can get it if you want.
Wait, I got it.
Ruby said, "No, I got it."
Dang it, man.
Yeah. Do you think she knows? Do you think she knows that he likes her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
In your 20s, you can definitely figure that out real quick.
Yeah. Like he's into her.
With Ruby and
Franklin. Yeah.
Because they're still young.
Do you think Ruby?
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think
You think Ruby?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Like that kind of like middle school innocence. I don't think
so.
that she would.
Yeah.
I don't think that she would be
even
that.
Because even in that,
though.
cause I think she's a little innocent still. Because even in the, and we're gonna talk about in a little bit, but after they bathe, and Blaine made that whole joke thing, Ruby didn't get it.
Yeah, it's like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And then because it will describe he turns like red.
Yeah.
And then the boys are like, oh, he's more than okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of water will cool him down.
Cold water. I think she might recognize it, but she definitely likes him too, obviously.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
Girls don't normally go, okay, it's a date. If they don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, between that, they've been giggling at each other.
I know.
Yeah.
In that
You see
previous
some
episode,
connections.
yeah,
with
they were
the
talking.
fish and stuff like that, they're giggling at each other.
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
Yeah, there's definitely feelings there.
Yeah. It's
So
cute.
So we get to the clubhouse. Yep. I gotta quote my boy Blaine real quick. Club in.
And then Zach says,
"Not that type of establishment."
Yes.
Zach is just is such a bummer. He did this again. He did this earlier, and then he's doing it again.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the emotion's out of it. He's just fact after fact.
Right.
Well,
goes back into the journal.
Yeah.
He's got some ownership in that club, though.
Oh yeah.
So.
He's seen it all the time because he even talk about the shirt. It's like I have 7 of those in my closet alone. You know.
Yeah.
Been here, done that. Got the t-shirt.
Right.
It goes back into Franklin doing his journal.
So, looks like tonight's menu was lobster bisque, Dover sole, and beluga caviar.
Great.
Well, I don't care.
Me neither. Sounds great. Whatever it is. Fine.
We need to eat to keep up our calories. Bon appetit!
We dug into the super fancy spread like we hadn't eaten in months. You know I love your cooking, Mom, but this may have been the best food I've ever tasted.
Have some more of that.
I didn't think I'd like all this frou-frou stuff, but the caviar is actually pretty good.
Well, you're not really supposed to eat it by the fistful, but...
Yeah, there's about $1,000 worth in your mouth right now.
Seriously? Oh, there goes about 100 right there.
Talking about like how crazy his first day was,
Yeah.
or how crazy like everything has been. They can't believe it's still happening.
Favorite line from Franklin. I've only been here 3 hours.
Yeah, that's stuck in my head.
That is nice though, because now we have an actual timeline of how long it took them from the time they got off to what happened to walking to the pier and all of that. So yeah.
It was a really good plug to help fill in those dots and to get that placement.
Yeah.
It was really smart timing.
Yeah.
It didn't seem out of place because he's just logging, and so it was a very natural like. Oh, by the way, guys. After that, they decide, like you said, they did the found the fish on her cheek, so they decide that they need to bathe.
Is there a shower here?
No, but we could take turns rinsing off in the ocean.
I have travel toiletries in my pack. We can wash all this out of our hair. Yes. All right, girls first. No peeking, boys.
Someone has to keep watch.
Safety first.
Just head out the back side of the club, so you can't be seen from town.
Ruby had a travel kit on her to go wash up.
Right.
And they decide girls go, then guys go. Dude, I laughed so hard at this part.
Me too.
No peeking. Well, someone's gotta keep watch. Gotta watch your back.
Yeah. And it didn't.
It was like the nerdy little perv laugh.
And it didn't take a lot of convincing, you know. Like, you need someone to, watch your back. It's like, okay, like, what?
Yeah, the girls didn't respond. They just heard it and it just went.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Nothing like, no, it's okay. We'll watch our back. We'll take turns. No, okay, that's fine. And knowing that too, like knowing that they're watching, they still decided to. Because if you notice the contrast between the guys and the girls took a bath with their underwear, and the guys fully clothed.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
that was very different.
It doesn't say if they all are fully clothed. It just says Zach goes in fully clothed.
Gosh, now that I'd seen Ruby like that, I could barely look at her without turning into a tomato.
Your turn. Just warning you, it's freezing. Here, Franklin, take the soap and shampoo.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay?
Oh, he's fine.
The cold water will do them some good.
I bet it will. We'll keep watch for you guys.
I could have literally died of embarrassment, but Blaine and Zach pulled me out of the club and down to the dock. Blaine waved to the girls watching in the window, then dove quietly into the water, clothes and all.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. But yeah, the contrast between
The other two could have gone down into their skivvies.
Right.
Zach definitely did.
Let's be honest, they probably did.
Yeah, he probably did.
So these guys jumped in after they ate, but in my head, it's like, wouldn't it bother you to smell like fish eating? Wouldn't that bother
but if
you?
you're hungry, it
let's
doesn't
talk
bother
about
me.
that for a second.
Yeah.
Like, is it the caviar? He's like, normally don't eat it handfuls at a time. Like,
Yeah.
How much caviar did they have available at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Like
That's
the
$1,000.
restaurant has to have enough for the whole club.
That
to
was a
have
good
it for
joke.
the night.
It's true.
Yeah,
And
but
so
I mean,
that's
they
a
went.
lot of
they're-
caviar.
he just has the whole restaurants helping
exactly.
in one
And
sitting.
I'm like, where is Ace? I'm like looking around.
over there.
I instantly thought, like, can we get $1,000 worth of caviar? Like,
Right.
I kind of want to see.
I just
want to
see the
like.
portion size.
For real.
No, it's not. It's actually like this.
I know it's
Depending
not
on
very
the
much.
Yeah, it's
caviar,
not.
depending
Yeah,
on the
typically.
depending on the fish, but it's not a lot.
I
He
love it when
spits
he
out
then
some-
spits
there's
out.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
There goes $100.
that was nice.
Yeah, but they're eating nice, and they're not. It's the same thing with the OG We're Alive. They're not proportioning it yet, because I feel like he hasn't kicked in yet. That everything's shut down. You know, there's not going to be electricity. There's not going to be water. It's not going to be factory running all these food. So
Because
they're
to
not
them, it's just the
proportioning yet.
camp. It's
Yeah.
just the camps in the town.
Yep.
So
Yep, there's still hope that somewhere
Yeah.
out there can help them.
This would go back to what you were saying, asking about, do they think they've realized that it's everywhere?
Yeah.
They definitely haven't, because they're just living
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
That's true.
Just eating everything. Yeah, that was a lot of food.
it's this same thing that they did at the tower. Like the first couple days, they're having feasts. They're like, we're eating. Like, yeah, we have perishables, so we got to take care of this. Then we're gonna ration out the rest. And it's like, cool. Then like, we'll get rescued by then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I also feel, especially in story survival, as an adult, like, I would probably act the same way. Right off the bat, if something happened, you got to work your ease into complete rationing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you did that right off the bat, your first week or so of that would not go too well.
Yeah.
So you want to be fueled and fully, able to do what you need to do until you have to ration.
Yeah.
They at least went into the mindset the right way, where they're like, okay, we're gonna eat all the perishables, we're gonna feast, we're gonna enjoy ourselves, and like have a normal eating life, while we're having a restricted living situation.
Yeah.
And then as we get lower on perishables, we're gonna start rationing and being more like, okay, now we're accustoming to this life.
Well, the positive thing about these scouts, though, they can farm, they can plant, compared to the OG We're Alive that only Pegs has experience. Because as a scouts, they will teach you how to plant.
They've got badges for that.
Maybe
Like,
not
they
anymore.
literally are getting paid
Yeah.
for these
I
individual
don't know about
things.
now, but
Yeah, teach you about grafting, making tools, and things like that. So they have that experience in comparison to the We're Alive OG.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And then they bathe. They came back after they bathed, and then you mentioned it earlier. And even Franklin was noting it about what he saw. Imagine being a mom reading that. It's like
He keeps like scratching it out. He's like, oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
it was another moment. He wrote something that it was true to his heart, and then
Yeah.
oh shoot, no,
Yeah,
he erases
can't
it.
do that. Can't do that. Yeah, my mom.
He
would
goes.
do that.
You see the switch flick like from diary to letter to mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Her feelings. Hi, mom.
I can never look
by
at her
the
the same way
way.
again. Or turning into a tomato.
Yeah, exactly. And then, what if the mom is reading that letter? It's like, hey, I noticed you deleted something in here. What was in there?
There's a lot of eraser marks here.
Right? I don't remember.
I misspelled the word, Mom. Sorry.
Right? And then when they all came back, they made that whole comment. It was so like a teenager moment, you know, like someone will make that joke, of course, because they saw him bathing in their underwear, and then Franklin, because now for sure Blaine and Zach knows that he likes Ruby.
Oh yeah,
you know? Like he's into Ruby.
Yeah.
And then they made that
I think also Carmen knew too, because she mentioned.
Well, he said Sinatra, you know.
Well, yeah, but no, she also knew why he turned red. It was a quick moment.
Yeah.
But Ruby not knowing that he's
it's so innocent. It's so innocent.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they all bathe together.
This is when we find out like about that he went for batteries.
Do you think it's okay to fall asleep? I could barely keep my eyes open. Yeah, it's too dark to go out anyway. But someone should keep watch just to be safe.
We could take turns.
I can take first shift. I'll be up for a while researching.
Why are you still messing with that? I thought it stopped working.
Well, the gift shop had fresh batteries.
You almost got us killed for fresh batteries?
I wanted to see what else was recorded on the camera.
I hate to agree with Carmen, but dude, batteries? Not your smartest moments.
Would you leave me alone? I need to see what's on here. I need to know. Like, who was Curtis?
Zach, you know you did what you had to do. And after what we saw today...
Look, I know. I know. But I had to see what else could be on here.
Yes.
This is when we find out, like, okay, he went in for batteries. They're like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And like Zach really comes out. He's like, I need to know that like what I did wasn't for nothing, and that his life means something.
Yeah.
Or his death
that
means
was after
something.
they were all done bathing, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was before that. I thought it was interesting how they started teaching him how to swim.
Oh yeah.
Out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then Zach being reasonable. I don't think this is a good time to teach that right now.
Probably not a time for a swimming lesson here.
And then Blaine's like, what they say? He's kind of a fish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
then
Blaine's a
Zach-
fish, dude.
Yeah.
It's so funny because as soon as he said that, I was like, "Gosh dang it, I am Blaine." Dude, I love water.
Yeah, you are Blaine.
Water is life.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, for real though, it's the hardest thing about moving out of Michigan because then I'm like, I don't have the lakes anymore. I don't have my water.
But yeah,
That's what you get.
Your loss.
Yeah.
We'll still be here.
It goes in. They're finally watching the video before what they saw before, where he just gets attacked or where he runs into the girls and kind of is following the girls. Because before that was the last thing that we had seen is just him following them and trying to like catch up to them, saying help.
Yeah.
Well, but now it goes back a few minutes where he's walking, he's living life. His girlfriend or whatever is sick.
Delilah.
I believe.
Yeah, Delilah.
She's tired.
Delilah is
She's
sick
tired.
or
Yeah, and
tired,
she's in the-
which means I'm really interested on if maybe she was turning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my first thought.
From one
I
of the
didn't think about
natural
that.
Yeah.
causes.
Yeah, the natural
not
causes.
from an actual bite or anything.
Because he just said that she was tired because they did like a 4 a.m. Scuba diving or something.
Yeah.
I thought it
Or
was.
scuba diving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Curtis here. Finished up an awesome breakfast at the Harbor Reef Cafe with Delilah. She's super tired from our 4 a.m. dive, so I am going solo today. Taking the Parsons Landing Loop. Hiked about an hour so far. Hopefully we'll reach the halfway point by, Oh, did you hear that? Maybe we've got a wildlife sighting. No, just some other hikers. Morning, guys. Anyway, I'm guessing I'll reach the halfway point around... Ow! What the hell is your problem, man?
Oh my god.
What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Jesus.
Shit! Did you just bite me? Get the hell away from me, psycho! You're on video, you know. I am taking this to the authorities and...
Yeah.
Right.
And so
But that could be it. My other thought is, what if she didn't turn, and she's still alive, and then they meet him. They meet her, and
that
then
would be
Zach
a really
is like,
good
"My name is
story twist.
Delilah." You know,
That'd
and
be
then-
really cool.
and
I
then
would
Zach-
like that a lot.
Dude,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah.
It's really rare that, like, so far that Casey has used a random character's name for nothing.
Yeah. Multiple times.
Almost every quote unquote random character has some kind of significance.
Right.
Just think about Sean. When they first mentioned Sean, it's in passing.
Right.
Yes.
He's actually such an integral character for all of the story's survival.
Wait, hang on. Remind me of who that was.
It was CJ's first
Sean,
crush.
Oh, okay,
Sean
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
CJ's first love and was the guy
leader.
that protected the colony.
Yeah.
If they had just mentioned
Before Gatekeeper
Delilah
took him out.
in that original video, saying that she was going to miss it, that would be easy to dismiss. But when they go back to the other video and they explain where she was, that she wasn't with him, she was in the hotel, it's like, ooh, she might be protected.
Yeah.
She might not
And
be
same
out
thing.
there right now.
So same thing with the OG We're Alive. The girl who, I'm sorry, Casey, we're terrible with names. The girl who attacked
hundreds.
attacked Pegs in the colony, and and Amy, and we thought Amy's just another character, but she was named and became an integral part of that arc. And now we're waiting for one more character in Descendants, the same girl that Pegs talked to. Remember? Yeah. What'd you give to my son? And they named her.
I forgot.
But we still don't know what's going on with her. I mean, we still have 2 seasons. Hopefully, these 2 seasons happen. Yeah. So Delilah. That would be an interesting thing if she's still alive.
I would love to see that.
And then Zach met her, and everybody's like,
see
"Oh,
that.
you're Delilah."
That would be big for Zach too, because like, imagine how hard that would be. Be like, I killed him.
Yeah.
That'd be a crazy meeting.
Right.
Like that would be such an arc.
Yeah.
Or something like, something like they meet Delilah, and they didn't say anything until Delilah found the camera. Oh, this is Curtis' camera. Like how did you know?
Get this?
Yeah, how'd you get this? And they're like, yeah, I killed him.
Yeah.
That's,
and like it would really depend on like how much she's seen to affect how she handles it, and if she asks them, have you seen this guy?
Right.
And if they say no.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't say no, and they tell her of what happened, then two things play a factor. Has she seen much, or has she been hidden away?
Yeah.
If she's been hidden away and doesn't know, just like the girls, it's gonna be like, what the heck, you killed him.
Yeah.
If she's seen a bit, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm heartbroken, but I understand.
Right. Because she might be, if she's legitimately sick, not like turning sick, if she's legitimately sick, she might just be in the room, we could say like good 3 days.
I'm going to bet that she's sound asleep right now, so she has no idea.
Right.
And I would put money on if they met her and she asked them that they're going to lie.
Yeah.
I think they're going to deny it, and they're going to try to cover it up. And then I think you got a good point. I think that's a good chance that they're going to lie, and then she's going to find the camera.
Yeah.
No, and then it's going to be a confrontation.
The only person that I can think of that will try to convince them to tell her the truth, it will be Ruby. Like tell her about Curtis and things like that.
I could see Zach like wanting to say it though.
Because
of how hard it's been on him. I feel like from the beginning of this to the end of this whole series, he's not gonna let that death just go.
Right.
No.
And then Blaine
it's the first.
Yeah. And then Blaine will try to convince him, you don't have to tell him past.
Like, yo, you gotta hide this.
Yeah, you gotta
and
hide
maybe
this.
Carmen will say the same. Like,
yeah, it's not beneficial for
not
her.
the place.
Yeah, yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
And then where did we go from there?
So from there, in the video, we kind of detoured off the video. So in the video, he's just talking about how he's going on a hike alone, and oh look, there's 2 hikers up there that I'm about to walk past. Hello guys, how you doing? And then they attack him, and they're like, yo, what the heck? Like, I got this on video. I'm gonna report this to the authorities. You guys are gonna go viral. Like all this stuff. Like, dude's living in a normal world.
Yeah.
But it's not normal anymore. But that's how he found out. So like, that's what leads into him kind of fighting them off. and then he starts like, oh wow, I need to rest. Like,
yeah,
those guys really took it out of me. Like,
I feel like that might have been one of our first full introductions of somebody just living their life and then running into somebody like that. Because even in the beginning of Story of Survival, like they kind of had that, but it wasn't as direct interaction as that, because Michael on the highway saw them attacking other vehicles, and then from there on it was military. You know, this is just a normal guy who then gets attacked. And so that was our first interaction with that.
And you see it from his perspective too.
So that was interesting.
I think you're right, because I think we're so bombarded with zombie movies and zombie TV series that this is like nothing to us. But if this is the first time you'll be listening or consuming zombie apocalypse, that will stick out to you more. You know what I mean? Like we've seen so many like games even that has that normal interaction and then turn out to be zombies. That it's like we brush it off quicker.
Even in lockdown, we didn't see anything close to that, because it wasn't until, you know, deep into the days where we're like, oh, this is infected. Things are already not normal. Because we're on this like permanent lockdown. Things were already not normal when they interacted, so they were already skeptical and sketchy.
Well, they were all crazy anyways.
Story of Survival, like you said, like they were living their life stuck in traffic, but he saw the dude over there get attacked. They walked past him and that guy got attacked. But he didn't even see it. He knew that he got attacked. He didn't know that he got bit even. Until Saul pointed it out later.
I think the closest one that I can only think of that has something like that, like living the life, like quote unquote, it will be Datu to Glenn. You know what I mean? Like when Glenn, is it Glenn or Pete who attacked him? I think it was Glenn that turned him. That would be the closest thing, but it's already like they're already aware that the zombies happening. But with this one, he has like no idea at all.
Like just on a hike. Innocent dude. Just hiking
it's
away.
like saying hi to people. You know what I mean? He's saying hi to the hikers.
Like it's literally just another day. Dude's out on a hike, loving life.
Sunny day in Catalina.
Turning, help. Following the girls, help.
You know why those hikers attacked him? Because he has a camera on him. Did you? I didn't give you permission to record me.
Really, they weren't infected. They were just crazy people.
They were just angry.
You're not allowed to do that.
I didn't give you permission for this. You're in a public space. I don't care. And then bit him.
Man.
So,
that's right.
So after the video, they kind of talk about what we just talked about. They kind of go into that a little bit, and they're like, "Wow, like this is." He like needed help and we ran and
but in the video it was crazy how they heard themselves in the video. At the very end of that video they heard themselves. The girls heard themselves, and so
they were like, we were close.
They were close. They were within probably 50
but he was
60
already
feet.
He was already turning. Right?
He was, but it was that video clip was a continuous clip, and it was only 10, 15 seconds.
It was just moments. It was just
before
moments.
they heard the girls, and so I'm curious how the girls, how close the girls were to the two infected, because it was very close. Did they pass them too, and they hadn't fully changed yet? You know, it's interesting, but
that's kind of they could have turned. Close. Like they could have gotten attacked.
They literally could have all been within 100 feet of each other.
Because
when all of this happened,
knowing Ruby and Carmen, they were still trying to help Curtis. So when they saw those hikers, they will try to help those hikers, and the hikers will jump.
And that would have it all would have been different,
right? Right.
But that would have so after this, they decide like,
hold on, sorry. This the camera is another story that we're gonna need to eventually, I hope so. It's another not a plot, but another story that needs to be unfolded, because Zach specifically said there's more videos in here. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
So there's more videos in there. So I wonder if they'll show more. I'll show more other videos in there.
Which makes me then curious if there is more videos to be seen, then there's something in there for us to know.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering that would give a little credence to Delilah having something.
Yeah.
Early on, because it might show how she got infected or how she started to turn.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just another videos that he took, you know, the previous day, because he's a kind of
scuba
like
diving.
from YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
But they might also see
YouTuber.
like the
There's no
early
YouTube
signs
yet.
of people turning because of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are so many different potential
Right.
things. Like I'm super excited to learn more about this stuff from Curtis's perspective.
With this AA powered camera.
Woo, that's in 4K right there, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Is this when they already ate here?
Yeah, this is already
They've already
past it.
eaten.
They've already eaten,
Yeah.
they bathed,
Yeah.
they ate,
Yeah.
and now they're
watching the video.
getting ready for the night. They're getting ready to all go to sleep. And Franklin, I believe is on watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Zach was on watch at first because
Yeah.
he was gonna watch the video.
Yep.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's when they watched the video, and that's when he saw that, and they ended with the girls. And the girls also, a lot of them watched the video with him at that point.
Yeah, because they were. It's hilarious.
Which I think that was really good.
Yeah, it's hilarious because they were the first one who's yawning. It's like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. And then as soon as he played the video, like nobody's sleeping. They're all watching the video. Yeah.
Right.
It would be so hard not to just go.
Oh, right.
Like,
yeah, it's your curiosities in there. And when after Zach
just
said,
the need to know.
Right. So after Zach volunteered to be the first one to do it, I think we transitioned to Franklin writing notes.
Yeah.
Right.
And his watch.
He's journaling, and he talks about like, this was just my first day of camp.
Yeah.
So I guess that was my first day of camp. Somehow it was both so much worse and so much better than I expected. Which sounds weird, I know. Everybody seems so peaceful, sleeping. Like nothing that happened today really happened. Like it was all a dream. Ruby looked so cute in her giant t-shirt. What is wrong with me? Well, I guess I'd better finish up and try to get some sleep. My lookout shift is almost over. Miss you. Love you, Mom. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Which I was a little confused on his time, but go ahead and continue, Ace.
Yeah, because he said, so that was my first day of camp.
I'm assuming
Like he put that in the notes. I'm like, it's so crazy to just think that is the end of your first day, because that's what they've learned and what they've done. Like, this is stuff that the We're Alive, the Story of Survival crew did in their first weeks.
Yeah.
So it's so cool and insane.
Yeah.
On that time.
Well, because their training too is really, I would say it's probably not as intense as the military, but they have some sort of a training, you know, like these kids. I mean, in comparison to normal kids.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but it's like, how do I tie knots?
Yeah.
How do I fish? How do I... There's a little more than that. Sorry for anyone
It's
who's
a lot of
Boy
practical
Scout
stuff.
now. Eagle Scouts, I have respect for you, just so you know.
yeah.
But not your popcorn.
So while he was writing down, didn't he hear a noise? He heard a noise?
So after he was writing down, he was just wrapping up his watch, and he was waking up Zach. Oh no, not Zach.
Did he wake anyone up though?
No, he was waking up Blaine. Blaine
No,
was next.
I think he heard a noise.
He fell asleep.
He went and fell asleep, and then woke up to a noise.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought that he fell asleep on his watch, and he didn't wake. It didn't sound like he woke anyone up, and then they heard the noise, and then someone was like, "Hey, did you guys hear that?"
Yeah.
He did say that he's wrapping up his watch.
Yeah, he did. He mentioned that he was wrapping up his watch, and I think he went to go wake up.
But he doesn't say he woke anyone up after that.
Yeah.
You might be right.
It just went silent as though he was asleep.
Yeah.
My assumption is that was the like the transition to the morning, like that whole silence. Then you hear people snoring.
Yeah, which was the implication that
And if it
everyone was
could
asleep.
have been the morning.
Yeah.
But
or you guys are right. He might be our Lizzie. He fell asleep on his watch.
No.
Wow. Don't badmouth Lizzie.
Don't badmouth Lizzie.
Well, she did fall asleep. Technically, come on, she did fall asleep on her watch. Okay. And at that point, they gotta be careful. So
they had cameras.
The guy is kind of a dick, but he got a point. You fell asleep on the watch,
Yeah.
I love Lizzie. Don't get me wrong. I love Lizzie, but
yeah.
So we found our Lizzie. So when that whole thing happened, they heard a noise, right? My initial thought is just an animal or a cat or something like that. But what was that noise?
The shout.
So
yeah, go ahead.
It was someone shouting from the water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that they were trying to get anyone's attention to see if there was anything living.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that they were just trying to say, is someone going to respond to us, or are those things going to? Because I'm assuming this group that I'll name in a second they have learned that the people that are infected do not respond normally.
Yeah.
Well,
they don't speak.
What do you mean? Was it from the water? They weren't in the water.
I thought they were from the water on a boat.
I thought they were
on
at the
trail.
Cliff. Yeah, because they were the hike. They were hiking.
Were they coming from the trail? Okay.
Yeah. That's how I imagine it. They're like on top of this trail and they were yelling. Do you guys think that they have electricity? Because if you follow the World Live OG, it took like days before the electricity went out. So they have electricity. Yeah. So I would assume that a lot of the houses, not just them, their lights will be on, right? Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it was the middle of the day when everything went down.
Right.
And so all the lights might have been off. And so they would have still been off unless you have smart lights.
Yeah. So the kids,
but those would still turn
when
off
they fell asleep. I think is it safe to assume that they left the lights on?
The kids probably left the lights off because they didn't want anyone to know that they were there.
I mean,
because the reason why I mentioned that, because whoever's yelling, I mean, they could have been indirectly yelling at them and they just heard them. So, but I don't think whoever's yelling is directly yelling for them.
No, I think they're just yelling in general.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then they heard it.
I definitely thought they were yelling to try and get attention of somebody or anybody that would be in the area to see, is this safe? Is this people, or are we still kind of on our own?
Yeah. Hey, you little girl, you might turn to a zombie. Go. That's all. Yeah. And so they saw this group of people. Now here's the biggest question. Of course, we already asked this question. Who do you think this group is? Oh no! Wait, we know. We know.
It tells you.
No, sorry.
Because they're like, what's in their hand?
We know
what's
it's
in their hand. Oh, I wish we had something that could see what they had, like a telescope or something.
Yeah. What are they holding?
I wish we had binoculars or a telescope. Something.
Wait, we might have something. I noticed it last night on the shelf. Got it.
A spyglass. Cool.
It's antique, but let's see if this old thing still works. Bingo! Coming over the hill. It's the scorpions? We're not alone. The cavalry's here.
Yeah.
Which makes you question, like, how did they hear them if they had to look through a telescope or the eyeglass thing to see them? That's a long distance.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're, outside, I mean, I can yell from, a couple hundred feet, like 300-400 feet away, and you can hear it.
True, especially if everything
but you
is
might
silent.
might not notice.
That's true.
That I'm holding like a little banner, because it might not be on a flag. It might just be a banner that they're waving.
Yeah, my fear is though. I think in the next episode, since they're making so much noise, they're gonna get attacked.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The infected is gonna attack them.
Yeah.
Start running.
What's interesting is where they stayed overnight.
Oh,
Because this is the next morning, more than likely. And
I think
so,
they're in the trail. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but where did they stay?
Yeah.
You know.
What if they didn't stay anywhere and they've been on the move almost the entire time?
Wakka mentioned that Joe found them. I don't think Joe found them.
I thought Joe found them. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think he was going to go get them.
Yeah,
he was on his way to go.
It was like he tried to, but didn't have time to because he heard the speaker.
I don't think he
Joe
found them.
died.
Joe died. So I know it was the Scorpions, but my thing is, do you think that Chase is with them or is brother Pierce?
Oh,
yeah.
Chase and
I
Pierce
think it's
are
just
with
Pierce.
them.
I don't
You
think
think
Chase
it's
is
Pierce?
with them.
You think it's Pierce?
Sorry. No, Chase was the one leading the group.
Yeah,
I
it
mixed
was
them
Chase.
up.
Yeah. So
Pierce,
Chase is with them, not Pierce.
Pierce was the older brother.
Yeah.
He was the one
I
with the
think
megaphone,
Chase
right?
is with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah. Pierce?
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
Oh, no.
He's coming back.
If Pierce is coming back, it's not fair to Joe.
Yeah. No, Pierce is coming back. Yeah.
No, that's exactly why.
That's exactly why. Yeah.
Bring
That's
Joe back.
No, that's exactly why Pierce is coming back. You're right. Because we from the get we already hate Pierce and we love Joe, and now Joe is gone, and then it's like one of those moments where like, why do bad people still exist? You know, that kind of moment. You know, like how come the good
bad
guys?
people live?
Yeah.
Good
How come the
die?
good guys are dead and then the bad people live? I think it's one of those moments. So Pierce is coming back because I still believe that it was Pierce who knocked Franklin down in the first episode.
Okay.
Because he was in a rush running.
No,
Yeah.
it was.
Well, it wasn't confirmed. Like we heard a voice, but it wasn't confirmed that it was Pierce.
It sounded like him.
Yeah, like Franklin didn't say Pierce.
We'll blame it on him.
Yeah, we'll blame it on him. Yeah, for sure. Like he ditched his girl. You know?
He was a ditcher. He killed her, and then he ran away.
I was gonna say.
He's like, why don't you go check it out? You know how to swim.
Yeah. The best
You're the
decision.
lifeguard,
right?
The best decision of the
Chivalry
day.
at its
Yeah.
best.
It's the Scorpions, and then we ended with his notes, right? Writing to his mom.
No.
Or he just said
No,
his
so
Blaine.
we end with Blaine. Let's see. Blaine saying,
yeah,
"We're not alone.
correct.
The cavalry is here."
The cavalry is here.
That's an interesting term for
What
all
is
the
it?
kids.
It is power line.
Because who went off in the Scorpions? Like what kids are part of the Scorpions right now?
So the twins. The
Okay.
twins.
We don't have names for them yet, do we?
No, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Hunter and
They're both H.
Henry and Hunter, or
Yeah,
Hunter,
Okay.
or something like that.
Not.
Oh yeah, because they're the ones that
Hunter
don't-
and Harry.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about trying
Harry,
to tell them
Harry.
apart. No one else can.
Yeah. And then they both said,
Only you.
everybody can except you.
And then there's a
Connor-
couple other names that you hear in the first episode, but they're like drifted past.
Right. Yeah. Connor changed. We know that from the first episode, so he's gone.
Connor?
Yeah. Connor changed.
I don't remember the name at all.
Connor changed first. That's where they saw him, and then he changed. I didn't hear about John, Casey's son.
Right.
And Lucas, of course, is gone. But when they were introducing the names, that's when, and this is from the previous episode, that's when Franklin was writing down on the notes. Like, there's so many names, I don't even know their names. And
Oh, I see what you mean.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Because it kind of fades from their names and
Right.
them
That's right.
talking to him just going into the notes, saying that, there were a lot of them.
Right. So they're still there. I mean, I wouldn't choose like what Jeremiah said. It might be a cool like ending for Blaine to say the cavalry's here, but is it really the cavalry? Like, okay.
Well, but here's the thing. It's one of those things. Like I said before, as much as they might not like Chase, like it's one of his enemy. It is his enemy.
Yeah.
You don't want the worst for him, and it's still another leader-esque figure.
Yeah.
Right.
But
It's
is he a
another
leader?
person that's on, quote unquote, on par with the other two.
Another person you can trip over, so the zombie will eat him first.
Exactly.
Fodder. It's all about the
He's
fodder.
alive. He's not going to be.
He's
for
just a
long.
meat shield.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah. All right. So, what do we think is gonna happen in the next episode? Any prediction? Any theory?
They're
What's
going to meet
happen?
up with them.
Yeah, but meeting up, getting attacked.
Sorry, I'm going for that low hanging fruit right there.
Yeah. I think the Scorpion's gonna get attacked. We know that, and they try to. Like,
I think it's going to happen like right off.
Yeah. So they're gonna try to save him, and protect him.
I don't know. I think they could let them meet up and it could be a interesting reunion and find out what they went
It'll be
through.
a moment of bliss.
Yeah, but
and then they could get attacked.
I feel like it's a plot hole if that's the case, because they're making noises.
Yeah,
they are. But what if screaming. The infected have already moved away from the area and stuff?
Sure, but I feel like that's more explanation. I feel like it will take more explanation to do that than.
You think so?
Yeah, it's more questionable. If that is the case, than them getting attacked.
What noise did they make?
They're just yelling. They're screaming.
Was it a constant though? Or was it just a couple yells?
Well, it was just a moment where Franklin heard a noise.
Yeah.
And
so we don't know if it's we don't know if it's
because
if he is sleeping, maybe they've been yelling and he couldn't hear him, and then that just one noise that he did and that woke him up.
Yeah.
See, now here's one question I have. How much do you think that they know?
The Scorpions?
Oh, I
the
don't
Scorpions.
Think, I don't think they know anything.
I'm curious if they know anything.
Yeah, I don't think they know.
But then
because
why
it has been
they...
one full day, and we know that the infection spreads fast.
Yeah.
We know it's already gotten to hikers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I thought
but
would
have they somehow evaded everything in the first 24 hours?
I would have thought they known by now, because when you hike, don't you have a point A to go back all the way to point A? When you hike?
Normally.
You can say that, but you also can say about Carmen and Ruby. They know nothing, and they were with the girls.
No, they did mention it was through the passing. They did mention these sick girls chasing them and all these other.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, which is why they were gone.
Right, but I'm talking about like the zombies and infected, that it's spread all across the island.
That's why I'm curious. I'm just curious on how much you guys think that they know. I think they know quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think they have a pretty good grasp on what's happening.
Yeah.
Maybe not some of the specifics that like Zach has figured out. I think they have a good idea.
Yeah, I think
I'm just.
I think they tried to go back to the camp.
Yes.
Like they're on their way going back to the
agree with
camp,
that.
and then something happened, and so they had to dip out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to, because the camp is where they were supposed to be.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's the next day and they're in a different town,
Right.
they know something at least.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
know that, hey, we need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So they tried to go back, because that was like, maybe they hiked for an hour or two. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
An hour or two, maybe 3 hours.
Which,
the most.
that's interesting that
And then they
what
loop.
their timeline was. So
Right. So
yeah.
then they got there. Before they even entered camp, they see like bodies, blood, and people walking weirdly, and they're like, yeah, that's probably not a safe place to go. And then
Victoria
they
floating
dipped.
in the water.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to hear about like what they've been doing for the last 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
They probably won't go super in depth into it, but we're gonna learn about it.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah. What if they have someone tied, like an infected tied?
Then Zach would definitely will study him, because early on when
dude,
Zach says,
sorry,
let me get the
Zach,
prod.
Zach is Tanya.
Tanya.
Oh, nice. Because early on, Zach, what's his name? Blaine was saying that, okay, let's Super Scout figure this out. And then Zach responds, okay, I need to study them. And then Blaine was like, what? Okay, forget what stupid Scout said.
You got
Stupid
what?
Scout.
He went from super to stupid.
Yeah, what?
Real quick.
Yeah, super quick.
We need to rewind, go back, try again.
Yeah, and the way Zach said it too, it was like right away. He didn't even like question himself. Maybe I should study them. No, I'm gonna study them.
For him, it was just the most logical response.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I want
And
to
everyone
know
else
more.
is like, "Where's the logic? Please."
Same.
Yes, we need more. I think I feel like the next episodes will be like this too, like a part 1 and a part 2. Maybe not.
I hope so, and I hope it kind of follows the same thing, but in reverse. So I hope, because episode or part 2 was kind of a rebreather, where we got good information but didn't get a lot of change.
Yeah.
We just got more dots to connect. I hope that it's kind of like that again, where we start with finishing to connect some of those dots, and then we get back to the action.
Yeah.
The part after.
Yeah. So another thing that I just remembered, in comparison to the OG We're Alive, and we know that these kids are still kids, even though they're scouts, they're still kids. When they entered the club, they didn't check rooms. They didn't do.
They didn't check for anything.
They didn't sweep at all.
They just went to the kitchen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because I that was the first thing that come to mind. Knowing how it went in We're Alive, and with Michael being so finicky about we gotta check every rooms before we rest. They didn't do any of that.
Well, that's the military side of clearing a building before you do anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, they didn't do that. So you can tell that. These are still kids. They might have a little bit of experience in scouts, but no, they're still kids.
But they're not battle trained.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna get a badge. You're not gonna get a room sweeping.
Right.
Maybe literally sweeping the floor. Not sweeping rooms. Yeah.
So do you think that over the course of this, how much almost military-esque training they'll get through learning stuff the hard way? You think they're gonna develop any of those skills naturally?
Well, knowing
they're get some of the basics.
Yeah. Well, the pace they're doing right now, how fast it is, I think so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
They're going really fast.
I want to see them get an arsenal.
What's he saying?
I want to see them get a hold of an arsenal of some kind.
Oh,
Load up on guns.
Well, I mean, they already got the first gun for it.
They did.
I think they're gonna kind of turn into the training level of the colony.
The Guardians?
The Guardians.
Yeah. So they're not trained, but they're not ignorant.
Right.
They're experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this maybe we'll see some of the practical things to fight infected, not just guns and bows. They might have a slingshot, machete and things like that.
I think that would be wicked if we saw someone whip out a slingshot and just
right, exactly. I think that's where we're gonna see.
I want to see Frank get the whip with it.
Yeah. Do we know for sure though? How much? Any of us out of 5 of us? It's kind of weird to say 4 of us. Sorry, 4 of us out of 4 of us. How many do you think? Do you think any of the scouts are part of the Descendants? Either Republic, UA.
Oh, in the whole story.
As they grow up, if they're if they've already.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. It's season 1 or coming up?
Coming up.
In general, just Descendants in general.
I
think it will answer the question too. If any of them survive, because if we think that none of them survive, then they have no involvement in Descendants in the future. We're alive, you know what I mean? But if some of them,
we know at least one lives, minimum.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because the story has to get out.
Yeah, but on one hand, Casey, he could just be doing a standalone story.
Yeah.
On
like a
Catalina Island, which doesn't relate to anything else, and so it's just a telling of the story. However, the fact that they released this before the other 2 seasons of Descendants makes me wonder if anyone in here is then going to be revealed in season 2.
Let's go.
And so
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
I agree. He did the same thing with Gold Rush.
Yeah. But Gold Rush came out.
Gold Rush, and even the connection, even with what could have been a quote unquote standalone of Twin Towers jail in lockdown. That could have been its own standalone thing, but at the very end, he connects the dots. He's like,
but
every one of them has been connected.
But he was saying though, this was the only one that came out in the middle of a different series. Gold Rush came out after, it's always after. Like Lockdown's after We're Alive, and then Gold Rush after Lockdown. But this one is in the middle of.
It's the only one that interrupts.
Yeah.
I think there's a tie to. There might be a tie to somebody we've already met, but if not, then I for sure believe that there's somebody that's going to be introduced. In season 2 of Descendants that is a part of this.
I tried to do all my research thing, and wonder if Hogs came from here.
Who?
Hogs.
He's the
colonel from UA that's against CJ.
Ooh.
I wonder if he came from.
Is he from
UA
rival
or whatever?
Westport. Yeah. Westport's part of UA.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought UA is.
So UA is the United Alliance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's part of.
Yeah. So it's Westport. So I was trying to figure out if Hogs, because I'm trying to research what the L is in the name of Franklin, right? I was like, what's the name of that colonel? So I looked it up. It was Hogs. I was like, probably not. So I was thinking if Hogs came from Scouts.
Do we know the name of all the 4 families? All 4 of them?
3.
There's
3 of them?
Yeah,
the 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, none of them was.
Wait, they mentioned there was a 4th one, but they killed them off in the war.
They got rid of.
So
they like exiled the one.
Right. Yeah.
Took him out.
So I was thinking about this whole family thing about Franklin the L. It might be another case of like a Tenudo. Like Tenudo is part of the family, but it's not a Tenudo
like the main
is not,
family, like the main name.
So it's
an
like
it's an underhouse.
Yeah. So it could be that the L. Because the L, if you think about it, because that's not how American name works. Because L will not be the mom's last name, right? That will
the
be
maiden name.
It can be. In the South, I think they do that a little more.
Really?
Yeah, when somebody gets married, their last, I think if I remember correctly, their last name becomes like part of their middle name, and they take on the last name.
They do that in Latin and in Asia, some Asian countries.
I mean, granted, that's in the South. This is in
California.
Cali, so not really the same. But it could still be a part of that. Like there could be something.
Well, because if he's part of the family, he wouldn't be from California originally.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they
and we don't know where they're from, but we have definitely had like suspicions that it might be Texas adjacent.
Yeah. So
that's been one of our big thoughts with Descendants.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I forgot where I was gonna go with that.
Sorry.
But yeah, like it's definitely. I'd be amazed if the family didn't get information from this. Because I think someone in the camp has some tie. It could be someone in the that we haven't met. It could be the person, whoever gets the info back, like actually finds the journal, takes it back, like everybody dies. There's gonna be some connecting dot.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we are like 65 to 70% sure that he's part of the family. It's still not, I would say I would even say 80%, right? Like 80% part of the family.
At like 30 to 40 right now.
Really, you are?
Oh, I would be up around 80.
Yeah, I'd be around 80.
So
80.
I really want him to be because of how they highlighted his name so much.
What you want and what's being depicted is different though. So what not what you want, like what's being depicted in the show. What I
think is happening is that he's not.
God.
Really?
What I want to happen is he is.
I think they're setting it up for him that they are a part of the family.
Yeah. Like him using that my dumb family name is like a number one clue.
That's the reason why I'm like, I think it's a setup, but I also think it's a misdirect.
Gotcha. Yeah,
the one thing I was really hoping for when they said the words hot wire, I was like Franklin, make a noise.
Yeah.
Like, don't say you can do it. Make a noise.
Yeah.
And it was dead silence.
Yeah.
And like anytime that anything that's a general family skill comes up, I'm like, I just want him to remark, scoff, cough, like something. But it's been silence on every single one of those
except
remarks.
For he's 10 or 12. He wouldn't have those skills yet.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean
they sent him to camp so he could learn some skills.
Yeah. He has the knot, which surprised Blaine.
Yes, and that's one thing that made me hopeful for it as well.
Right.
And but Dean learned it when he was in his like young teens.
Right. No, because my thing is the 80% is the mom. I think the mom is trying to make him live a normal life.
Yes.
And
so you think she's trying to get him out of it?
I think she's trying to get him out of it. And I think that's why they're running away. I think they're running away.
Oh, really?
What if they were like the fourth family?
Yeah, and it's either they're part of the fourth family or the mom is like, we're getting out of this, and she told the story that his dad left. That's why when he said, I wonder if the family or his dad is in that Catalina Island.
Well, we know who his dad is. He's Ink, remember?
Nice. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, so he's part of the family.
The family. And
that one.
It very well could be that he just shares his mom's maiden name, and the middle name could be his dad's name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it could be stuff like that, and his dad has the family name.
Right.
I'm just trying very hard to separate the family from this story because I want to connect it so much.
Right.
But because of lockdown, that's the reason I'm trying to disconnect it.
Right.
Because lockdown was literally a story about the family.
Right.
So every story has had the family in it, though, right?
No, not Gold Rush.
Gold Rush didn't.
Gold Rush didn't. Gold Rush was completely detached.
Yeah, that was just the adventure of the soldiers to get the gold. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm not
some
trying to
random
simplify
celebrity
it,
that
but
they
that
met.
is Gloria, who came back.
Yeah.
Came back, yeah.
She came back.
In a
only one that
great
came
way.
back.
So there was a tie-in with that, but not the family aspect.
Right.
Well, yeah, there was a tie-in with that, and then with Alex.
Unless Gloria's part of the family that we don't know of. you know?
I mean, that would actually fit into the
wild,
fourth side of the fourth family also, because everyone else of her family is dead.
Yeah.
And she's a recluse now because she doesn't want to be discovered.
Imagine if
But she's too famous to have that role.
Yeah, imagine if Gloria and Bor are related, you know? They're sisters. She's so bored. It's like, oh, it's you. You know each other?
They're twins.
Yeah. You know?
No.
They know each other. That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything else? This is a fun pod. Dude,
Yeah.
this is great.
Glad
You
to
did
have you,
great.
man.
You were nervous, bro. You were nervous,
Yeah,
but you
I've
did
never
great.
done this, but I was happy to be
Yeah.
here. Thank you.
Yeah.
This was great.
Well, this is not your
Hopefully
last
there's more.
one.
You said it, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. As we end this podcast, we want to let you guys know if you love We're Alive, they're at this point right now they're running a Kickstarter for the next 2 seasons of Descendants. So please support We're Alive. We want to make more content like this, and also we want to listen to We're Alive. Yeah.
Less than 2 weeks left before they
yeah.
end
In the date where we're at right now, they have 2 weeks left. So please support them so we can launch the last 2 season, not just of We're Alive Descendants, but We're Alive in general.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the last 2 seasons of the We're Alive world.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
That's right.
bitter.
Yeah.
And I mean,
That's not even bittersweet. That's bitter.
if you need a special excuse to do it, I mean, huge anniversary coming up, huge episodes coming up, you have every excuse to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this podcast. If you guys have any questions, anything that you want to say, please comment down below. I know Casey will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys there to the next. We'll see you guys in the next podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.